The AFL Wizard Home Loans Cup. Proudly brought to you by Carlton Sterling. It's the Beer Lovers Light. Harvey Norman. Booze Brothers. RAA Insurance. Discount City Carpet Superstores. Jim Beam. Sky City Adelaide. Ford. And the Adidas Predator boot.
Yes, it's exactly 5 months since the people of Adelaide have seen their teams in action, and there's no better way to start the season than with a pre-season showdown between the reigning Wizard Cup champions Port Adelaide and their rivals of crosstown, the Adelaide Crows. And the rain has cleared over the past couple of days, and it's a fine humid night in Adelaide. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to AAMI Stadium as the Wizard Cup, the week one of the Wizard Cup continues with the Crows taking on Port Power. Well, it's a new season, there's new rules, and a new look Robert Walls alongside me. Wallsy, good to see you again.
Thanks, Anthony. It's really nice to be here in Adelaide to kick the season off for us. And after what happened in Perth yesterday with the big win over there by the Eagles and the big crowd, I'm looking forward to tonight. Well,
lots to look forward to too for both the teams, both tonight and for the rest of the season. What do you expect?
Well, I expect a really keen contest because both sides, there's no love lost between the two teams, a lot of respect, but certainly Port have had the advantage over the Crows in recent years.
Yeah, in fact, Adelaide haven't beaten them since round 7 in 2000. As we look at the Adelaide lineups, and one man, a late change, Mark Stevens is out of the side, so that is a big change. And we see the new players at the club highlighted.
Well, Jason Tawney in the back pocket, Anthony. He comes from Richmond and had a great season last year. I'm a little bit surprised that he left. Young Rutten at centre half forward and Bock on the bench. They're two tall youngsters, and I'm sure they'll be keen to get plenty of game time. Ronnie Burns in the forward pocket, of course, the ex-Cat, and I would think he'll kick 40-50 goals for the Crows this year.
Well, let's have a look at the snapshot of the summer for the Adelaide Crows. We know the big talking point was Wayne Carey. He's not out there tonight. Some of the informed players, we'll see young Riley, who'll get a game tonight. Burton's in form and so is McGregor.
Yes, Burton and McGregor forward line players. They'll be keen to have Wayne Carey join them once he gets fit. And the game plan focus, the kick-ins, they've been pretty ordinary at that, the Crows, in recent years. So they'll certainly have done a lot of work over summer. We'll see what they do tonight. And further improvement at the stoppages, the coach says. Well, they really are one of the best teams at clearing the ball from the all-important ruck contests.
What do you predict for the year for the Adelaide Crows?
Big things. I think that the Crows can be right there in the top 4, particularly with Carey and Burns coming into the side. That's a potential 100-goal improvement for them.
Well, it's going to be pretty willing out there tonight, isn't it? I mean, the players, they train all pre-season and then now they get their chance, even though it's a long time until September. And both sides, particularly Port Adelaide, will be wary of that, won't they?
Well, they will, and certainly Port Adelaide, as we mentioned, they've won the last couple of pre-season premierships. They're a very proud club, and a lot of their players now have got all-important finals experience. Admittedly, they lost 2 of their 3 finals last year, so they'll be keen to make amends.
Well, that'll be on the mind of Mark Williams, and Mark Aston caught up with him a short time ago.
What are you hoping to get out of the Wizard Cup?
Oh, look, we just want to see some improvement. We're trying, you move around your game plan a little bit, and obviously some young players getting opportunities.
And what about Stephen Salapak? Now, he's playing tonight. Everyone's been talking about him for at least the last 2 months. What can you tell us about him? Yeah,
we're really pleased to be able to get him in the draft, and he's lived up to everything we hoped for so far. And obviously the games haven't started yet, but tonight's the night to start, and it should be a wonderful and long career at Port Adelaide.
And just in terms of your goal, would you like to win a 3rd pre-season competition?
Look, we certainly would like to win. No doubt we'll start tonight and see how far we go, but it's not the most paramount thing in our minds, but we certainly want to win every game.
Good luck.
Good on you.
Mark Williams, they've won their last 10 pre-season games, Robert. It's an amazing record, isn't it?
It is a terrific record, and have a look at that line-up there. Gee, there's some experience starting with Wanganeen in the back pocket, Wakeland at full-back and so on. But some of the newcomers, Byron Pickett, well, he did play with Port Adelaide many years ago, went to the Kangaroos, played in the premiership there. He'll be a welcome addition. And Stuart Cochrane, another ex-Kangaroo player, he'll be making his debut playing on the half-forward line. Steve Salopek, the youngster, starting on the interchange bench, their first draft pick.
Well, there's some of the track stars stars. Wilson and Paxman both not playing tonight. And you can add to that list Big Matthew Primus, of course, who's out of the side with a slight ankle injury. So the Port Adelaide side and their game plan focus.
Well, their game plan focus, individual and team improvement, well, that's pretty general, isn't it? But I do believe that there's a lot of improvement in that side. They're coming into their peak years in the next year or two. They've played finals football. They need to start to win games at the MCG before they get real recognition.
And you've gone out on a limb, Wolsey.
Well, look, they've got a terrific list of players, simple as that, and they win their home ground games, so I think they'll be right up there again.
Well, we're going to hear from Gary Ayres in a moment, who's just about ready for us down on the boundary. A big year for Gary Ayres, and here he is with Mark Aston.
Gary, a tough first-up opponent.
Oh, yeah, but again, we couldn't have scripted it better. We obviously know that, pardon me, there's something on the end of it, which is obviously a win. If we can play as well as we possibly can, and obviously I'm looking to make sure that some of our guys get experience. They're the younger ones, and hopefully they'll step up to the plate.
Well, a lot of usual suspects, but as you make the point, a lot of new ones as well.
Yeah, there is, and because of a few injuries, obviously, that we've got at the club, well, they get a chance, and hopefully they'll impress.
Good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Gary.
So a big challenge for Gary Ayres and the Crows. We look forward to seeing how they go both tonight and for the rest of the season. We'll take a break. Of course, the Wizard Cup, it's all about seeing how the rookies go and the new players at their new clubs, including Byron.
Her 2 weeks' notice is up. Now Sandra Bullock comes to 10 in a feel-good first, 8:30 Sunday. What do you do with a girl who's totally losing it?
Wild child.
Don't worry, I'll replace it. You ruined my wedding.
Put her in therapy.
Smile!
Sandra Bullock thought a fortnight with Hugh Grant was a handful.
Give me a lobotomy?
Try 4 weeks of this.
I don't need your help.
28 Days premieres 8:30 Sunday.
Booze Brothers. Beat the others cold.
Booze Brothers. Grab a slab of VB cans or stubbies at only $28.99 a carton. Always popular Johnny Walker Red, $26.99. The 5-litre berry cask range reduced to $9.99 each. Rosemount Diamond Label range, $11.99 each or $10.99 with the Booze Brothers 6-saver deal. Buy 12 and get a bonus Magnum. Check out your nearest Booze Brothers for other great specials.
Booze Brothers.
Beat the others cold.
Would you like a home loan that gives you the power to win? What about a home loan that gives you the power to pay off your debt faster? Visit a Power Home Finance store to find out the benefits of the Power Loan. The Power Loan is ideal for debt consolidation, investment properties and portfolios, accessing additional funds, and purchasing a new property. Drop into a Power Home Finance store at Westfield TTP or Marion, or phone 82327977 to find out how a Power Loan can help you.
Channel 10 and the AFL Record are giving you the chance to attend one of the first 3 rounds of the Wizard Home Loans Cup for free. Get your free coupon and complete 2003 season guide when you purchase a copy of the Wizard Home Loans Cup AFL Record from your local newsagent.
Attention! I just got a Suzuki XL7 for $33,990.
For a deal you'll want to tell the world about, get into Suzuki's mega summer clearance.
It's you, it's me, it's Suzuki.
The first of the new rules in play during the 2003 Wizard Cup concerns the centre square. It's been expanded from its regulation 45 metres to 50 metres. Rule variation number 2 sees the introduction of the 9-point goal from any major kicked from beyond the 50-metre arc. The player kicking must have his back foot on or beyond the 50-metre arc if kicking on the run. For a set shot, the player on the mark must be on or beyond the 50-metre arc. To make it marginally easier, the ball is allowed to bounce through. The third variation concerns kick-ins after behinds have been scored. The kick-in can occur immediately after a behind is scored and the all-clear has been given by the field umpire. The defender no longer needs to wait for the goal umpire to conclude his flag-waving duties either. The fourth major change revolves around the rushed behind. If, in the opinion of the umpires, a defender has deliberately rushed the ball across the goal line, that will cost his side 3 points instead of the customary 1. The final rule change will see players called to play on should they kick backwards outside their attacking 50-metre zone. Kicks backwards inside your offensive 50-metre arc will be allowed.
And we're going to watch for those rule changes again tonight. Well, during the first week of the Wizard Cup, the AFL is paying tribute to the victims of the Bali tragedy. So let's go down onto the ground for the official proceedings.
As the 2003 football season gets underway, it is especially appropriate that we should pause and think for a moment about the Bali tragedy on the 12th of October last year, because many AFL, rugby and rugby league clubs were directly touched by that terrible event. As you know, many young people travelled to Bali to celebrate the end of the football season, and the lives of too many of them were cruelly taken on the 12th of October. That event has deeply touched and affected Australia, but it's in no way broken our spirit. It's in no way disturbed the free, open, tolerant way of life that is so important to all of us. And part of the Australian way of life and the Australian spirit is to cheer our football teams and to participate in our chosen football codes. And as we kick off tonight at the beginning of the season, that is what those who lost their lives would want us to go on doing. And I know it's what their family and friends would want us to go on doing, not only through this coming football season, but all the many football seasons ahead.
We invite you now to stand and observe a moment's silence as a mark of respect for those who lost their lives in Bali, and then join us in our national anthem.
And a very appropriate tribute here at Amy Stadium. Well, time for the Wizard Cup to get underway, and it's all about newcomers, and we welcome to the team, not really a newcomer, but a recruit of some sorts up to the commentary box. Great pleasure to welcome Jared Waitley up to the commentary team. Good evening, Jared.
No, really looking forward to tonight. It's my first showdown, and I suppose while it's unofficial in the same vein as the Ramsgate was, try telling that to the fans who are already chanting their team's names.
Absolutely. And Robert, we saw some of the new rules coming out of the break. The one that I guess is capturing everyone's imagination is the 9-pointer, the big niner. Stuart Dew, he's just the man, isn't he, for Port?
Well, he is. He's one of those players who can kick it from 60 metres out, and we see him in action here through the season last year, and he was able to get those long bombs through on a regular basis, and if it happened to come into play in the proper season, gee, those players, their value really does go up a notch, because the extra 3 points, it's quite telling.
Throughout the warm-up, Stuart Dew, he had his shots from outside 50, so no doubt warming up in Hutto, we believe that during the week of training he was kicking torps from 70 with remarkable success.
Let's get down to Mark Aston, because the Barley tribute was especially felt here in Adelaide. Mark.
Yeah, that's for sure, Hutto. Rodney Maynard played 80-odd games for the Crows. He now plays for Lameroo. He and 16 of his mates have walked from Lameroo to Amy Stadium to raise some money. It's been a wonderful, wonderful journey.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, it's been worthwhile. I mean, the camaraderie we've made, the commitment we've made, and just all to go towards the Sturt Footy Club, Josh Deegan and Bob Marshall. So, I mean, we just wanted to do it for them.
How much did you raise?
Over $13,000.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rodney. Rodney Maynard chatting to us there. We just better get off, otherwise Rodney might find himself playing for the Crows again.
Working beautifully already, Mark. Mark Aston down on the boundary line, as he will be through the evening. There's Ronnie Burns. Looking forward to him being in action tonight, Robert.
Oh, my word, he looks pretty fit too, doesn't he? And Ronnie Burns, as I mentioned, with Wayne Carey, they'll make a big difference to the Adelaide team. Adelaide get plenty of ball going forward. Their ruck setup's been really good, so they'll get plenty of opportunities to forwards.
Bassett going to full forward for the Adelaide Crows. We saw him do that in the finals, being thrust forward and kick a couple of goals. There he is, better known as a full back, of course. But we are ready to get underway. And the crowd has certainly built up in the last half an hour. Footy's underway in Adelaide for season 2003, and Matthew Clark was the man to get first hands. Goodwin, Bode, all involved. Clark, was he shoved in the back? He was. So the man in orange gets involved straight away.
Just get a feeling, Anthony, that this season players who get that push in the back will get the free kick. Hasn't always been that way in recent years.
Clark. Well, Bassett was the target, but there was plenty of court players in the road. And this man, Bishop, who has put on close to 10 kilos over the past 2 years. He's really bulked up and become a strong defender. Had a fine year last year. Speaking of fine seasons, James, and now Wakeland well up the ground. McLeod and the ball over and out.
Just saw an example of the short kicking game of Port. They do kick short, they'll go wide. They are pretty good, accurate with their foot passing. And I think at times they could probably kick it a little bit longer, but they do short the ball around the back half.
So Clark and Lade, the two men doing battle in the ruck against the Crows, thrusting forward. Crow was ready and waiting, still might get his chance. That's Morgan, who played a couple of senior games for Port last year. And we're ready for a bounce. Interesting with Bassett being at full forward. I guess with Stevens out of the side and no Carey, the Crows, sort of similar story to previous years, they're really lacking a key forward tonight.
Yeah, he's very good overhead, very strong, awkward kicking style, but he can mark it.
So a good scrap for the ball on 50. Again, Goodwin was circling, but that was Cochrane winning his first handball for his new club. And now Port are away. Burgoyne up to the wing. Corns leading in the race for it.
Gee, good lead. He would have led 40 metres to get that ball.
Wanganeen's run all the way down from defence, intruding into the forward line, and he's taken the mark.
Made him earn it, John Cock. Now, will we see a 9-pointer?
Not with that one. He can deliver instead to Treadray. And Warren Treadray, the man who is an awesome forward. We know that perhaps his kicking from set shots is not his strength, as we see Wanganeen running down to the treatment he got.
Well, Gavin Wanganeen made good ground. When that ball was marked by Corns on the wing, he bolted through the centre square, got into space by himself, and then short pass to Treadray.
And he's missed. Last year he kicked 49 goals, 41. So Treadray begins the season with a behind, as we see the Crows bring it in straight away.
They wasted no time. Hart was quick to move the ball on. That's part of the new rule. You can kick in as soon as you like, and Crow was the recipient. He now finds John Cock, still inside defensive 50. Chips outside to Ronnie Burns, who looks like he will get down the ground a fair bit for the Crows. Goodwin with it now, evaded the tackler. Plays on the wing and kicks down and finds his teammate there in Rutten. So Ben Rutten, he's got a bit of a kick on him. He doesn't get it that well, but he's found the man on the lead in Tyson Edwards.
Gee, Jared, they've moved that ball from the full-back kick-in with about 5 or 6 pinpoint passes. Very good skills for so early in the year.
He wasn't prepared to be wasteful, Edwards, taking his time. This would only be a 6-point play. He sets it up into the square. Pack flies, punch, lands in the arms of Bo. Treadray there, making him earn it. Kick away from the pack by James, and it will relieve some pressure momentarily. Gathered by Burton, tied to the boundary line. He has a shot, sets it up to the square. Backing back was Bishop, dropped the mark. A scrap, and over the boundary line next to the behind post.
So Port Adelaide with the opening score, but the Crows Doing plenty of the attacking so far tonight. Great conditions for football. Has been some rain here in the last couple of days. Lovely palm down, out to Goodwin. First goal of the game, Simon Goodwin.
Now's the time to buy from Harvey Norman and receive 15 months interest-free. You pay no deposit, no interest and no repayments till 2004. What an incredible deal. You get 15 months interest-free. Available in furniture, bedding, electrical, computers and much more. This is an offer not to be missed. No repayments till 2004 for a limited time only. No deposit, 15 months interest-free and no repayments till 2004. Minimum purchase $500. Conditions apply. See store for details.
So the Crows with the first goal. It took some 4 minutes and Simon Goodwin was the man. We're back in the centre. McLeod got the ball out of the middle. It was smothered as he went to kick it. Roger James for Port Adelaide kicks them forward in front. Corns, strong mark in front of Smart.
Playing across the half-forward line. Treadray further back towards goal. Nigel Smart playing on Corns.
Franco led inside 50. He was ignored. We've gone longer. Brogan's the man under it. Couldn't take the mark. Is there a free kick?
Yeah,
there is. Brogan's come up with a free kick for being held.
Well, they don't mind playing the extra tall in the forward line. In fact, it's going to Treadray and held on there by Ben Hart. We might be able to see a replay of it. He was definitely infringed against, but Brogan, the third tall in the forward line, along Treadray and Corns.
You wouldn't put your life on him, but Treadray comes in and hooks the kick. He might have missed everything. He has.
You did if you had him, Jared.
You would indeed. It's been a flaw in his game in recent years. He'll be disappointed with that as a starting point tonight. It'll be McGregor to bring the ball back into play for the Crows. He comes in short to Doughty. He's got space, thinks about playing on, and does. Brogan provided the chase, kept him honest. Edwards comes across the ground to Crowell. He's got a man on inside, and it is John Cock.
John Cock doing a run with roll on Stuart Dew.
Dew smothered the kick beautifully. John Cock, he was composed enough to butter up, and Crowell came up with the ball. Kicks now to, it was Tawney. Tawney feeding the big man in McGregor inside 50. Big fly over the top was Smart. Gathered now by Kingsley. Got the handball out to Corns. Steadying for Port Adelaide. Kick out and good low mark taken by John Cock.
So John Cock for the Crows, as Port managed to push a fair few numbers back. Laddams with plenty of time, try and size up an option, but as I mentioned, plenty of numbers back for Port and hard to pierce the defence. A good hard lead from Goodwin, who's shaping as an extra forward for the Crows tonight. Not that time.
Well, I think Bassett realised he couldn't kick a 50-55 metre goal. He went for the short option to the pocket. Really didn't make much sense, because once the ball's spoiled there, well, it's out of bounds. Too easy for the Port Adelaide defenders.
Clark again, and his tap work's an interesting one, Wolsey, at this stage. With Primus not playing, that could be a really strong point, given they've got Biglands as well for the Crows.
Well, I've got no doubt Mark Williams would have laid down the challenge to players like Lade, Brogan and Ackland. Three tall ruckmen, all working for the one ruck spot, and that is to be backup ruckman to Matty Primus through the season proper.
And you can see the uncontested possessions there. As Robert mentioned, the Crows' skills have been good so far. They've been pinpoint with their passes. Burgoyne with the clearance. And it's over and out. So the Crows through Simon Goodwin, the only goal so far. And already this battle between Lade and Clark shaping as an important one, and Clark getting hands to it again. Laddams trying to fish it out. Well, he did. Did he throw it? He didn't. The umpire says play on. Good contest. That's Goodwin again, I think, who's taken the mark.
Oh, he's a terrific player. Oh, a bit of anger there. John Cock and Franco.
Franco doesn't mind the odd skirmish, does he?
No, neither player will take a backward step. Gee, that was a good mark by Goodwin. And
50.
A 50-metre penalty.
So it's a gimme for the Crows, and Simon Goodwin's going to kick the first 2 goals of the night here at AAMI Stadium. Bang, straight through. Crows 2 goals, Port 1 behind.
When we first spoke on the phone, she was warm, friendly, she laughed at my jokes. It was a beautiful thing. We got along like a house on fire. Until
what?
Until the house caught on fire. And I rang her to make an insurance claim. Hello? Trust? Whatever happened to trust?
Always look on the bright side of life.
So gimme goal to the Crows, who lead by 11 points. The hand on the throat there by Franco causing the free kick to be given. You know, the umpires will be red hot on that this year. That's the word from the umpiring department. Clark and Lade. Lade got the tap down. Players gathering. Free kick to the Crows. Too high. It was Doughty who'll come up with it, and he'll waste no time. Comes out wide to Crow. The kick had too much on it, but Crow's in plenty of space. A chance to set the Crows up for their third. Comes inboard. Ronnie Burns, always exciting. Thought about dashing through, gave the handball away, sold his teammate into trouble. No free kick.
And Jared, you mentioned that the umpires have indicated if a player is grabbed around the throat or the face, a free kick will be given to that player if he's infringed there. They've already done that in this game. I just hope they continue on with it for the rest of the game and the rest of the season.
Laddams picks up the loose ball from the tap-in. He sends it to the top of the square. Bassett's the man, couldn't take the mark. Fall of the ball. Burgoyne gathers for Port. He'll relieve. He's got numbers on, and it's Stevens with a handball over the top now. The Power have got a chance to set up here through Morgan. Came inboard. It was sloppy. It's a turnover. Bassett gave to Goodwin. Goodwin running with it. Inside 50. Gives it off. McLeod steadies at 45. Goal!
What would you do if you won 1 million cans of Jim Beam and Cola?
Oh, wow. That'd be amazing.
First thing, I'd pay off the flat.
Yeah.
That'd be a dream come true.
It's the big white gun that makes dreams stay true.
Well, Mark Williams staying with Lade in the middle despite Clark's dominance with the tap downs. He got another one there. And the Crows again thrusting forward. Laddams has been in really good touch in the pre-season, and he's been prominent already tonight. Would you think that Mark Williams will stay with Lade for the moment, Robert, or do you think he'll make a change?
Well, he might say, look, let's see him work his way through a tough spot, because at the moment Matthew Clark's dominating the hitouts.
And the Crows are dominating on the scoreboard. That's deemed no, not a throw. It must be a high tackle of some sort. So it's an Adelaide ball. Doughty to take the free hand pass. Laddams. He looked at the goals for a minute, but even that was too far out for him. Tawney lets fly. Tough ass to mark that one for Edwards. Still a chance. Bassett running out of room, and it was hit and hope stuff. James collaborating with Nick Stevens. Poor kick. Real calamity that one for Port, because it gives the Crows a chance. Burton! It was a lovely leap. Corns was able to take it. That might be 50.
And it should be. Contact to the face or the throat. The umpires will be red hot on it. You might get another one here. Interesting to see Chad Corns playing in the back half. I think he fancies himself as a bit of a midfielder and not just a key forward. He's certainly got the fitness and the build to run all day.
So Burgoyne takes it out onto the outer wing. Treadray just lifted behind. Umpire says play on. Probably a fair call. Crows sort themselves out. Edwards marshalling the troops out there. Has time. They've got time everywhere at the moment. Tawney releasing Doughty. Bassett out of position that time from the side. Burton at the back. Couldn't take it. Rutten was there as well. Wanganeen mopping up. And the Power through Stevens. Just getting their way out of trouble. Cochrane with the Beatles haircut. Getting them away. And now Wanganeen can pump it along. But I wonder for how long.
Treadray leads the race to the ball. Follow the ball beautifully. Kane Corns gathers and kicks on the lead to June.
Kane Corns, magnificent crumbing of the ball. He realised that Treadray had had the spoil put on him, and he just made ground to get in front, took the crumb perfectly, and then finished off. We'll have a look at it here. He's taken the ball on his left foot and just waits the ball out in front of the leading Stuart Dew.
Crowell had no chance of stopping him. Dew with a good lead. He's the man who's been practicing the outside 50s all week. This one's inside. Looks all right off the boots. The two-goal umpires think about it, and it's a goal.
We're off to the city. City dismantlers, of course. It's so huge, the only way to see it is in one of these. Check out the size of this place. There's over 9 acres under cover. All the big names are catered for. Engine reconditioning, bags and tyres, new engine parts. It's massive, and the staff have the experience to back it up. Now that's service. Come to the city for all your auto needs. Yeah, City Dismantlers. They're Australia's largest automotive supercentre.
Well, Wayne Carey, a spectator tonight, but so far the forward line functioning very nicely, thank you. 18 plays 7. Clark. Again, got first hands on it. There may be a change in the ruck there. I think it's Ackland who's in the middle now. Is Stenglein also with the jet back hair, combining with Goodwin. Gets it up to 50. Burton again was lurking, and Rutten down there. But James cleaning up. And the Port's defence working overtime so far. And there's Roger James, who had such a magnificent season last year. Already 6 possessions and is the leading possession winner for Port. Goodwin's had 8 for the Crows. Clark with a new opponent wins another tap. Goodwin, plenty of time to size it up. Porter got lots of extra numbers back. It should favour them here with the extra man. Oh, Bishop spilled it. Lurking was bowed, but the kick inaccurate.
Gee, Sean Burgon, have a look at that. Kane Corns is playing at centre-half forward. Now, he's undersized to play there, but he'll give a contest. His older brother, Chad's having a run on the ball.
Burgoyne couldn't go as quick as he wanted to, but he has brought it in and found Wakeland. Back to Burgoyne. They come out wide up where Chad Corns has got loose. He's in a lot of space. He's had 2 bounces. He could conceivably have 4. He doesn't. Over the top to Burgoyne. He's just going to have to evade his man here. It was not a bad chase provided by Stenglein. Now over the top, they have marked this up. Oh, that was hard into the head of Corns. He didn't earn the free kick, though.
Geez, I thought that should have been, even though it was accidental, there was certainly a whack into the face. Let's have a look at it again.
Oh, that's rugged.
And young Corns arguing with the umpire.
Thrown straight up over the top was Brogan with a clearing tap. Smart will lead the chase for the ball. Gathers in a little bit of space. The handball wasn't terrific. Sold Crowell into trouble. McGregor now in trouble. Lane of the tackles. Will be a ball up.
Gee, the sloppy handball. Sloppy handball by the Crows, just about had his mate killed.
You can see the disposals per goal there, Robert, with the Crows being far more efficient.
Port Adelaide threatening here. Treadray with a handball back to James. Round the body. Great snap. Goal.
You've met the perfect person. Someone you can relate to. But there's something you're hiding that could ruin everything.
Why don't you just tell her? Don't keep it a secret.
Featuring Ian Moran.
So we've got a contest again now. The margin reduced to 6 points, and Port suddenly with some momentum. And Corns, you mentioned him being thrust into the midfield.
He's been in there for the last 2 centre bounces, Anthony, and he's had 5 disposals already. This is something that the coaches love to do, experiment a little bit, and they're certainly giving Chad Corns every opportunity to show his fitness and ability around the midfield.
Well, Bassett worked so hard for that, he wasn't able to take them up. It's interesting that Corns has played in the midfield for a couple of quarters in a couple of their scratch matches, Robert.
Well, again, it's something that Mark Williams is obviously experimenting with, but the interesting one is to see his younger brother playing at centre-half forward. In fact, the Corns brothers have swapped at the moment, and Kane Corns has gone
free kick
onto the ball.
Free kick from the ruck contest, and Matthew Clark to take it.
Well, I coached this fella many years ago up in Brisbane. I'd be amazed if he kicked a goal from there. He'd be looking to give it off, maybe get a handball to a teammate. And you can see he's got that front spot, had his jumper held.
So what you're saying, Robert, is you taught him to kick. So here's Robert Walls to shoot for goal.
If he kicks it, he'll make a fool of him.
Oh, it's a beautiful kick. It's coming back.
Thank goodness.
Just missed. Well, Matty Clark's had a big impact on the game, though, hasn't he? He's had 9 hit-outs at this stage in the game.
I think he's the #1 tap ruckman in the competition.
Bishop moves the play quickly. Played onto himself and then kicks out looking for Corns and Smart. Backing back was Morgan. Punch lands. Ronnie Burns with a chance. Laddams, they're raffling it. Sold Smart into trouble. Keep the handball going. Corns wrapped up. Play going nowhere. It has been fiercely contested, Robert Walls, in the early stages.
I think all the games that we've seen in the Wizard Cup have been played that way, Jared, and full credit to the players and the coaches. Look, it's a long summer. They do a lot of training, a lot of running, a lot of lifting of weights, a lot of skill work. They just want to play. They're footballers. They want to play. This is what they enjoy.
This will be take two, this time with a throw in. Clark got rid of Ackland. The tap went straight to James. Might be the advantage here. No. Oh, went the other way. Thought Ackland might have actually earned that free kick, but it's come down to Clark. He wastes no time on the leader's Bassett. The punch came right in the nick of time.
Well, Ackland's given away the 2 free kicks, holding onto the jumper of Clark. It's a sign that he lacks confidence to beat him on his own merits. He feels that he has to infringe to hold him down. We'll see how he goes in this one.
Now, you would expect Ronnie Burns to be at the fall of this, but he's not there. Instead, it's Laddams. Throws it onto the left. He couldn't have. He has.
He didn't. He did not. Oh no, that's awful. Where? Ouch. All over you like a rash, aren't they? Until you phone and tell him you've had a car accident, right? Insurance. Who can you trust?
Exactly.
What?
Always look on the bright side of life.
Well, the Adelaide Crows, 26, Port Adelaide 13. In our rankings, Adelaide have got 4 of the top 5 players, and that's based on the stats and the performances so far, and it's showing up on the scoreboard. James has been one of Port's best. Plenty around the ball. The Crows are swarming in numbers at Amy Stadium. Bowe joins in. This is Rutten. He could have gone on, but young Ben Rutten thought, I better go back and have a shot.
It all started with Matthew Clark's dominance at that last centre bounce. He's getting a good hand from the crowd. He's just left the field. Biglands is his replacement, but Matthew Clark is the reason that the Crows have the ascendancy at this stage.
Well, here he is, young Ben Rutten. He actually played a Wizard Cup match at Amy Stadium last year and kicked a couple of goals, wearing number 43 against Melbourne. And here he is with 25 on his back and slotting it through for a goal, and he's pretty happy about that. Oh. Yes, it is. What was that crossed hand signal, Robert? You're the pre-season expert.
I wasn't listening when Jeff Geesham told us that one. I think it might be something to do with the blood rule.
Oh, okay.
Nothing to do with the ball going through the big sticks. And we can see that
it's a minor blood incident, I think.
It means that the player can stay on because it's not deemed to be a major flow of blood. And therefore, I think that's good. That gets immediate attention from the trainers. That's happened. And we see Matthew Clark there just having a jog along the boundary line. Bassett, he's ready to stay on.
So 19 points is the margin, and the Crows are going well. They get the free kick out of the middle for a centre square infringement. The centre square is a little bit bigger, but the Lions aren't any bigger.
Yes, gee, good run off the back by Smart.
Smart's away, kicks inside 50. On the lead there. No, backing back well was Morgan. He cut off the ball as it was coming in. The handball wasn't overly neat to Kingsley. He was good enough to take it. Schofield marks a defensive 50. Had Wanganeen running for him, chose not to use him. Kicks longer instead. In front, mark not taken. Ball falls to Hart. Pack gathers. And it will be a ball up. Ackland floating around there. Treadray in the vicinity. 5 goals to Adelaide, 2 goals to Port in an entertaining opening. Edwards snatches the ball from the clearance. Finds Doherty. Things opening up for the Crows. Chips in short to Johncock. Too far out to score. He looks inside and he might set it up. Burton's the man from behind. Couldn't take the mark. Free kick paid to Port Adelaide.
And this is their 3rd ruckman. They've tried Lade, Ackland, and now Brogan in the ruck. And, well, they need to because they're being flogged in the ruck at the moment.
Brogan had Bishop. Kicks it further afield looking for Schofield. Ball sits nicely for him. He did lose his momentum going forward. Bishop now under pressure, kicks looking for Corns. Smart found the front position, couldn't trap it. Corns gets the ball on, now inside 50, Dew backing back. Pickett coming out, he was grabbed beautifully by Crowell. Got the handball strongly to Jew. Jew settles himself and pushes across the face of goal. Minor score, Stewie Jew.
Well, Stuart Jew needs to kick from further out, clearly, Robert, doesn't he, to find the middle.
Yeah, it was a nice attack on the ball by Byron Pickett. Got the ball, went to ground, then got the quick hands off.
Look at that clanger count, 12-4. We're closing in on the end of the first quarter, what they call red time. And just a minute and a half remaining. Hart in short. Haven't seen much of Ronnie Burns so far tonight, but I'm sure you'll get amongst it as the game continues. Hart, good delivery. Bassett just hasn't been able to complete a mark. He's really worked hard down there and provided a target. Still a good scrap. Bigland's on the ground. Didn't have a left foot, but he found his man, did he? Not quite. Oh, Burgoyne was given the 360 treatment, Stevens, and they've just been able to ease the pressure. This is Cochrane, hemmed in against the line. He was snookered. He just got some help. Nick Stevens kept on running for him. Somewhat laconic kick. Ackland. Wanganeen helps out. Dowdy was the man putting the pressure on and is rewarded. And Port are just a bit flustered at the moment, Robert.
They are. They're experimenting. We see Sean Burgoyne playing in the back pocket while he was a young forward for them last year. You can do that in these games. At the same time, very competitive.
Laddams driving the ball forward. Strong mark taken by Biglands. As the Crows attacking late in the quarter. Crowd wanted 50. Not forthcoming. Biglands heading out wide. He's got Edwards. Edwards now brings the ball to 50, and he's got McGregor. Now, where will the man on the mark be put here, because it's significant? He's been put inside 50. The chip kick was on to Burton.
Skills have been good by the Crows.
So the angle's tight. The distance will be no worries. And he'll just about kick this after the siren, Burton. The clock about to expire, so he wouldn't want to play on.
Gee, you get Welsh, you get Burton. Mix them up with Ronnie Burns, Wayne Carey, and that forward line starting to look very dangerous.
So Brett Burton with a shot after the siren. It looks all right. It's better than all right. It's a goal. And the Crows go to the break with the ascendancy. They kick 6 for the quarter. And they're a happy team.
They are a happy team. They've kicked 6 goals to 2. And as we go to the break, we look at some of the happy reactions for the Crows. They've had plenty to smile about.
No fury like a pissed-off teenage girl.
She says her teacher made her do it. He says she was on her own. Now comes the twist you won't believe.
That's right, I forgot. You're insane.
All new Law and Order, Monday.
Cornu's biggest warehouse summer sellout ever continues this weekend.
Must quit huge furniture and floor covering overstock.
Save to 60% store-wide. Save to 60% store-wide. The Cornu.
It's Strathfield's once-a-year bash out of deal sales on for 3 days only this week. The better you bargain, the bigger the savings. There's no fixed prices. There's a deal on every item in the store. Bash out a deal on TVs, DVD players, surround speakers and portable sound. Even bash out a deal on mobile phones and home office products. Belt the daylights out of the prices on in-car CD and DVD systems, plus unbeatable deals on speakers, amps and subs. It's Strathfield's once-a-year bash out of deal sales on for 3 days only at Strathfield. Call 13 11 77.
What you need, what you want, yeah. Do it, yeah. Do it good. Do it right. Wow. Do it now. Come on. Wow. What you need today.
Channel 10 and the AFL Record are giving you the chance to attend one of the first 3 rounds of the Wizard Home Loans Cup for free. Get your free coupon and complete 2003 season guide when you purchase a copy of the Wizard Home Loans Cup AFL Record from your local newsagent.
Things that make you go,
Take care of your taste buds with McDonald's new Chicken Delight Burger.
Imagine juicy tomato, lettuce, and chicken marinated with mustard seeds for only $3.95.
Things that make you go,
The Cornu's biggest warehouse summer sellout ever continues this weekend. Must quit huge furniture and floor covering overstock. Save to 60% store-wide. Save to 60% store-wide. The Cornu.
Love it at the Cornu.
It's just not natural.
Each to their own.
9:30 Tuesday on Road. See David Attenborough, the Umbilical Brothers, plus an exclusive TV first. Kiss perform live.
It's the devil's work.
A special Rove Live Tuesday.
Great conditions for football. There's been some rain here in the last couple of days. Lovely palm down out to Goodwin. First goal of the game, Simon Goodwin. Yeah, it was a great start for Simon Goodwin. He kicked the first 2 goals of the game, in fact. And if you can read that scoreboard, it essentially says 6-2-38 to 2-2-14 at quarter time at Footy Park. It's been a very interesting start to this game, and Matthew Clark's been one of the main reasons, Robert and Jared, as to why the Adelaide Crows have been so dominant.
Well, he's just dominated this first quarter in the ruck time and again. He got the ball to his teammates, set them up for goals, got it out of the centre, and they're doubling with the hit-outs, the Crows. At the same time, Mark Williams, coach of Port, is giving Ackland to go in the ruck, Lade, also Brogan. So he's given the 3 of them about 10 minutes each in that first term. But he's an experienced campaigner now, Matty Clark. 10
hit-outs to 6 for Matthew Clark against Port Adelaide. The rough stuff, well, there's always rough stuff, isn't there, when these two sides meet, and we can see some of the action from the first quarter.
Oh, a bit of anger. Yeah, well, Franco grabbed John Cock by the throat. That was a 50-metre penalty. Well, the hometown rivalry, isn't it, between the two teams? Another 50-metre penalty. The umpires, we've been told, will be red hot on that. Any contact to the face or the throat, 50 metres straight away.
Well, there's Mark Williams, and let's get down to another Mark Aston.
Yeah, Gary is pretty pleased, as you can imagine, with that first quarter. No panic from Mark Williams, though. I noticed Gary spoke to about 4 or 5 players individually. Neil Craig spoke to Graham Johncock for a couple of minutes, had a bit of a chat to him. No major concerns for both sides, though. First quarter, pretty tough. I'm looking forward to the next 3.
I think we all are. Some of the possession winners for Adelaide: Goodwin, Laddams, Doughty and Edwards, all with 9 possessions each. James 7 and Chad Corn 6 for Port Adelaide in the opening term. And there's Matty Clark back in the ruck.
I think Port will be looking to get some goals from their key forwards, Treadray and Corns.
So 24 points the margin as Dean Brogan starts the second quarter in the ruck for Port. Stevens with the first decisive possession. Oh, smart. With a spillage. Hart and now Goodwin cleaning up. Oh, Ronnie just didn't quite get a handle on it. Wanganeen back to Stevens. Schofield as the Power try and sort themselves out. Byron Pickett, who's had virtually no impact. Crowell with the job on him for the night. Stevens again, and the ball up.
Gee, they're at each other again.
Treadray and Goodwin. Byron Pickett just 1 handball so far tonight. Clark and Stenglein combining that time. Kingsley, Wanganeen. That is a tough one for a forward to mark. Corns with the run. And a good scrap again and another bounce.
You mentioned Byron Pickett, only the one possession, Anthony. He's the sort of player who plays in bursts, and he can really set a game up with just 10 minutes of football where he gets 3 or 4 possessions, kicks 2 or 3 goals. So I'd still be very wary of him.
Bit of volleyball going on. Pickett tried to break through the pack, couldn't. Franco found Corns round the body with a bit of a run at it. Now that comes to ground. Corns was there, spills out the back to Hart. Now he nearly conceded there. I think he was going to kick that off the ground for a moment, chose not to. Because had he done so, Rob, it would have been 3 points.
It would have been 3 points under the new rules. I think he pulled the kick just at the last second. And we'll have a look at the veteran defender. Yeah, he just put it on the side of the boot.
Top of the goal square was dangerous. Corns off the ground. Is a behind. So put Adelaide with the first score of the second quarter. And Adelaide looking to bring the ball back in through Hart. Not taking advantage of the immediate bring back into play. Does so now to Goodwin. Goodwin has a little bit of space in front of him. Kicks to the middle of the ground. Is not a good kick. Turnover with Brogan taking the mark. Heads backwards to Kingsley, backwards to Bishop, so not much run at the moment being provided by Port. From the back, Treadray almost worked his way to the front. Franco round the body, has a snap, it's up and under, choose the man, backing back, oh, not quite. Point.
First couple of minutes of this second quarter, it's pretty obvious that Port from midfield are prepared to kick the ball long to the tall forwards, particularly to Warren Treadray. He's been the target the last couple of times.
Now, Ben Hart didn't like that footy. He's gone for another footy. So I'm not sure what was wrong with it. Maybe it was flat.
Thinks he's Andre Agassi.
Burton, the kick-in target, as he looks down the ground. There's not much on for him immediately. McGregor providing a short option. And, gee, he had to work, and he left it behind. Gave Port a chance. And they've got a big chance now. Ackland just couldn't get the first option off. Marty Matner, who is an expert tackler, was wrapping him up. And there's the Port bench. Lade, who started in the ruck, Burgoyne, who started on the ball, and a couple of more inexperienced players, including young Steve Salopek. John Cock tackled without the footy. Ooh. No free kick. Roger James. Away to the right.
Gee, Byron Pickett hit him hard.
That's a surprise.
Yeah.
So Hart takes it quickly, and this time the Crows get away.
No rest to be had, bringing the ball straight back into play to Goodwin.
Goodwin playing midfield.
Tried the handball over the top, it was cute, it didn't come off. The second time, caught it to Tawney. Has time, kicks toward 50. One-on-one, duel, fall of the ball, Bode almost sharked it. Coming through now was Laddams. Ball beats players over the boundary. So 21 points the margin early in the third quarter. There's a good tap there, but Roger James was going nowhere. Dragged to ground. Goodwin's now had 13 touches.
And we see Kane Corns in picture. He's been given the job on Andrew McLeod, and we'll just see if McLeod puts up with his close attention.
Brogan got the tap. Dragged off the kick, though. It ends with Corns. Now that handball found space and put Adelaide away. This is Cochrane inside 50. Treadray's behind. He'll shove the man in front. Not quite. Comes to ground. He's good enough to gather, but he's got no support. Dragged around in the tackle, and John Cock will mop up for the Crows. They don't argue. Straight to the chest. Kicks out wide and finds Burton. The Crows with some numbers out here. Goodwin tight to the boundary.
That's a worrying
players inside.
Warren Treadray with a knee injury, it looks.
Yep, he's in trouble.
Oh, and that's a terrible shame. I thought he should have been rewarded for the tackle that he put on Ben Hart.
John Cox found Edwards. Edwards outside 50, sets the ball up for Bassett. He couldn't take the mark. Port have the numbers at the fall of the ball. Oh, that was pretty cute by Thurston's. Got away with it. Kicks outside 50 to Schofield.
Stretcher's coming out. Sorry, Jared. The stretcher is out. So play will stop, you would imagine, very shortly. You can see it at the top of the screen.
Should stop it now. They must stop the game. They must stop the game. The stretcher's there. There's about 6 trainers. And you hate to see this because this young fella, Warren Treadray, is an absolute star of the game.
He did have a knee injury early in his career, Treadray.
Well, he was in a contest, marking contest with Ben Hart. We'll see it here. He worked really hard to get the ball to the front, and he just held onto the ball a bit too long, and in the end there...
I think his kneecap comes out. He hits the kneecap back in straight away. If we see the replay we just saw a moment ago again in a minute, I'm sure something came out and he just smacked it straight back in. Here it is.
It's a good tackle by Hart. He
there
just
he goes.
Couldn't get rid of the ball.
Oh. Yeah.
And you can see the coach probably with Primus, his most important player, and he'd be thinking, well, what's happened? Am I going to lose him for 6 weeks, the season? But look, it might only be for this game. Remember a game in which Darren Creswell, his knee popped.
Yep.
And he belted it back into place.
And went back and had a shot.
That's right. So let's hope it's not too bad.
He looked as if he knew what had happened, didn't he, Treadray on the ground straight away. He looked resigned to the fact that because the knee is heavily strapped, or reasonably heavily strapped.
He doesn't look overly distressed right now, so that's probably some consolation for him.
He did seem to mouth kneecap. Well, we certainly wish him all the best. First night of the season, in front of your home crowd, all the expectations of a year ahead, and let's hope the damage is not too great. So we have one more look. Oh. Well, at least he's walking in some shape or form.
There's no doubt that he was the target for this second quarter. He would have contested at least 4 marking contests with Ben Hart in the first few minutes of this second term.
So the stretcher driving off the ground, that's the delay now. Heading straight across the other side and about to leave the arena. Chad Corns took the mark, which stopped play so that the stretcher could come on.
Probably means that Brendan Lade plays as a permanent forward from here on in. Ackland and Brogan will do the ruck work. There's Lade in picture.
He was the first to lead with Pickett. Corns ignored both of those. Instead, goes longer. Mark couldn't be taken. Jew gathers. Oh, it's an underground kick set up beautifully for Pickett, who kicks the goal.
Booze Brothers. Pick the others cold.
Booze Brothers.
Grab a slab of VB cans or stubbies at only $28.99 a carton. Always popular Johnny Walker Red, $26.99. The 5-litre berry cask range reduced to $9.99 each. Rosemount Diamond Label range, $11.99 each or $10.99 with the Booze Brothers 6 Saver deal. Buy 12 and get a bonus Magnum. Check out your nearest Booze Brothers for other great specials.
Booze Brothers.
Beat the others cold.
So some small joy for Port after the terrible disappointment of the injury to Warren Treadray. They've got a goal on the board and they're back within 15.
In the back, and again, last year that could have been another ball up. Player gets it in the back, he'll get the free kick.
Edwards makes the break to the outer side. He's got a man on too. It's John Cock. Bassett back in the goal square. John Cock takes them on. He was bold, he was brave, and he was tackled.
Wasn't it a good tackle by Gavin Wanganeen? Gee, you have to be pretty confident to take on a player like Wanganeen. Backfired.
Bishop, he looks up ahead and hasn't really got much on. Corns is waiting back, probably a kick and a half forward. He beckons him to come, so Corns leads into the space and gets there. And he is a fine mark leading up the ground.
Gee, again, Anthony, 30 metres he led for that ball.
Schofield the target, Mattner with the extra centimetres. Schofield the extra nows, but Mattner loves wrapping him up. Stuart Jew should favour him from here. He lingered long enough to make sure of it. With the power of that.
Now's the time to buy from Harvey Norman and receive 15 months interest-free. You pay no deposit, no interest and no repayments till 2004. What an incredible deal. You get 15 months interest-free. Available in furniture, bedding, electrical, computers and much more. This is an offer not to be missed. No repayments till 2004 for a limited time only. No deposit, 15 months interest-free and no repayments till 2004. Minimum purchase $500. Conditions apply. See store for details.
Adelaide hasn't been inside 50 this quarter, so Port have made all the running. The tap, and they'll go forward again through Wanganeen. The scrubbing ball couldn't be gathered there by Ackland. Hard at it was Corns, couldn't get the handball away, goes in again. McGregor will know Corns was there.
He's ferocious, isn't he, Chad Corns? Second effort, fantastic.
He's had 6 marks, Robert, tonight.
Yeah, and his teammates really appreciate the hard work. Look, he probably realises now he's the number 1 forward. Warren Treadray off the ground, he takes over.
Ackland's providing a reasonable target up forward as well. He's doing the ruck work, but Clark beat him to it. Tyson Edwards couldn't get the kick away, but the ball spills out for Burton. So the Crows with a chance to relieve and perhaps set up a rare attack in this quarter. The kick's chopped off though. Brogan just easing across in front of the intended target. He goes in short, finds Schofield. Comes out wider to Corns. He was under the hammer but good enough to get the handball away. Cochrane found trouble, got out of it. Pickett, he wouldn't mind backing that he'll try to turn around here and do something special. He does all right. He's found the man in Kingsley, settles and disappoints severely. It's the behind post, out of bounds. Poor result.
Yeah, poor result, and wouldn't have had too many shots at goal, Kingsley. We see Warren Treadray in picture there. I've got a feeling it's not too bad, that injury, and let's hope that's the case. Certainly lifted in the ruck division, and Brogan, the big fella there, number 20, he's had 3 or 4 hit-outs in this second quarter. They are starting to get on top, and that's the swing of the game. It was the Crows who dominated the ruck work early. Now Brogan and Ackland are starting to come into the game.
And the Crows, well, they can't get it past the middle at the moment, can they? Clark with a tap at Franco, emerging, and that man Corns, they're directing all the traffic through him. He's pushing up the ground well. They've left space deep, and that's where he heads. And flooding back is Steve Salopek, the young man who they picked up, number 6 in the draft. Many rated him as perhaps the most talented of the under-18 players, the best of them, and Port were absolutely delighted to get him when they did.
Gutsy Mark Anthony running with the flight of the ball, wasn't sure what was coming in the opposite direction. He didn't flinch.
First kick in senior footy, he'd love a goal, and the Port fans would love to welcome him with a goal.
Discount City Carpets, your one-stop flooring shop, guarantees Adelaide's lowest prices on its massive range of carpets, timber flooring, rugs and vinyls. No matter what price you get elsewhere, Discount City Carpets will beat it, guaranteed. The lowest prices on carpet, guaranteed. The lowest prices on rugs, guaranteed. The lowest prices on timber flooring, guaranteed. The lowest prices on vinyls, guaranteed.
Discount City Carpets.
Superstores and Super Warehouse, guaranteeing the lowest prices.
A moment to savour for Steve Salopek, and Port fans have certainly found voice. Here they come again, but the kick, it was chopped off by Burton. Oh, it was cleaned up by Corns, was strong play. Corns went and got him behind the play again as well once the kick had gone away. Down the ground, not much doing here. Missed handball by Clark. Burns trying to create, as he often does. He went to ground. Pickett with a chance to clean up the power. They're streaming forward in numbers. The kick to the lead. It was good. Ackland's got it. He's been a good target in the last 10 minutes, Ackland.
Well, the pleasing thing, Gerard, is that not only has Ackland been a target up forward, but Brogan in the ruck has just been terrific. Chad Corns there, he puts the heavy work on. And then we saw Brogan involved in 3 or 4 passages of play, caused the spillage. Port able to take the ball from the wing, and a beautiful pass finding Ackland.
Well, Kane Ackland with the chance to claim the lead for the Power, who have completely dominated this term. They trail by 3. They trail by 2.
The there's a change with Biglan's coming on for Clark. But let's get down to Mark Aston with an update on Warren Treadray.
Yeah, when Warren came out, I guess everything's relative, isn't it? He walked out, or he limped out, and he had his right knee iced up. Now, under normal circumstances, you'd look at that and say, that's terrible news. But the point is, my understanding is, and it is difficult to get information from Port Adelaide, my understanding is that it is a dislocated knee. He's done it before, and it may be 2, 3, possibly 4 weeks. Certainly not what we thought initially, which I guess is good news.
Absolutely some relief, and boy, the fortunes of Port Adelaide and Mark Williams have turned around in the last 5 minutes. It's an onslaught at the moment, and you wouldn't know that it's February here at Amy Stadium. They are throwing themselves in. Bodies going in left, right and centre. We're warming up.
And Gary Ayres on the phone. He's put Biglan's into the ruck and taken Matthew Clark off. But certainly the work rate of the Port players has lifted dramatically in this second term. 6 interchange players, and that interchange bench being used quite regularly at the moment.
Gallagher coming on at the bottom of the screen, number 21 for Adelaide. He's replaced Stenglein, so maybe going on to Franco. Might have been a free, it was. Advantage paid. Stevens takes it gleefully, goes searching, trying to get Burgoyne. Corns is lurking as well. He's taking marks, he's applying tackles, he's doing it all at the moment, Chad Corns. And it's a terrific contest. We're just inside 50. McGregor doing the ruck work. Oh, brilliant stuff from Lade. Did the rucking and the roving. And reduces the margin to just 1 point.
Hart will use the same ball this time, satisfied with the one that's been going round. Comes in short to Edwards. The margin now 1 point. The power really coming hard at the Crows. The kick was for Crowell. Didn't make the distance. Look out! Byron Pickett, his first victim in Port Adelaide colours. Crowell, he will be able to stand, so he's better off than most. We're out on the wing, ball in dispute. Dowdy gathers well. He's got the runner inside. It is Gallagher. Kicks. Hutton was the target. Port Adelaide not out of trouble yet. Gives the ball up meekly. It's McLeod for a niner. No, he's got a man in the square all alone. It's Bassett. Unselfish football. We wanted him to go for the niner, Woolsey.
Well, we want to call a niner. I want to hear you call a niner. And Bassett has been playing the entire game at full forward. Hasn't had too much of the ball, but that was just a bit too easy. And he took the chest mark just near the goal square. They need this goal because it's been all Port. They've really rallied since Warren Treadray left the field.
The first venture inside 50 for the quarter by the Crows. Bassett almost point-blank range. Makes no mistake. Goal.
What makes a great drama? Intrigue, tension, blackmail, sex, betrayal, scandal. The new series of The Guardian delivers it all. Tuesday.
Did the FBI talk to you?
Do you really think you can trick me into implicating myself in a federal crime?
You blackmailing my father.
Don't ever compromise your work.
This compromises you.
8:30 Tuesday. Someone will take their life. On the powerful new season of The Guardian.
Well, this is great stuff. 44-37. Frenetic start to the season for both Port. Look at the bodies just throwing in. Oh.
You have to say it's a great idea to have these derbies on the first weekend of footy because it just adds something to it.
It does, and pretty good crowd building up.
I think Graham Corns thought it was a conspiracy, so that both the sides couldn't make it through to the final, but even Corns would be enjoying this one, I'm sure. His son's playing pretty well. John Cock onto the wing, Cassisi, Kingsley, Bode, Bishop. One-on-one, Burgoyne, there's a whistle, it's going to come back.
Yes, there's a bit of angst with young Bode.
And there's a dumping there with the umpire having nothing of it. Kingsley's going to take the free. So 5 minutes of actual playing time remaining in this second quarter. Well, Adelaide kicked 6 goals to 2 in the first term, but it's been 3 goals to 1 in the second. Good pressure. Bishop. Gallagher ducked the hand. No free kick. Schofield. Stevens. Port building. Corns is coming out. Smart with him. Great releasing handball. Salopek. He's got 2.
When we first spoke on the phone, she was warm, friendly. She laughed at my jokes. It was a beautiful thing. We got along like a house on fire until...
Until what?
Until the house caught on fire. And I rang her to make an insurance claim. Hello? Trust? Whatever happened to trust? Trust, trust, trust.
Always look on the bright side of life.
The Power close to a point again, having far the better of the second quarter. Not in small part from Brogan in the ruck. Burgoyne gave it back to Corns. Round the body, John Cox the man. Stood under it. Took the mark. Looking for options. McLeod out wide with a little bit of run. Tight to the boundary line. Didn't make life easy for Laddams. It was dealt with quite severely by Kingsley. And we'll have a throw in. Gathering the ball, Bishop round the body, kicks up to the wing. Leading the chase was Salopek, couldn't take the mark. Not close enough to goal to worry about taking the mark. He's 2 from 2. Why would you spoil your average? Port Adelaide pushing forward at every opportunity. Just gaining 30 metres there was Kane Corns.
And up the other end of the ground, Chad Corns in the goal square. When you're hot, you're hot. And Mark Williams has given him all the 50-metre area to work in. He's right back in the square on Nigel Smart, putting the pressure on Smart.
Stevens with an excellent handball from the throw-in. James on the left foot, tried to keep it in, couldn't. He was under significant pressure when he took the kick. And Smart with a chance to set something up for the Crows, as he so often does from the back line. Just blazes away. The target's Biglands. Got the thump down. Port have the numbers, but not the footy. They do now. Clever by Burgoyne. Out the back to James. The handball couldn't find its target in Polton, and we'll have another throw-in.
Well, Robert, Brogan, of course, is an ex-basketball, the ruckman, and I think the Port hierarchy would be delighted with the amount of vigour and aggression he's shown tonight in the ruck. He shows a bit of it there, doesn't win the tap, but he's been terrific, as we mentioned.
Anthony, I think what I've seen of Brogan in this second quarter alone makes me think he's the one that is likely to step up and be the second player to Primus. I think he's a better ruckman than Ackland, better ruckman than Lade, and he's young and developing. They let Barnaby French go. He's gone to Carlton. He's pretty tight at the moment, though. He's had a very good quarter.
Hit-outs have been 9-5 in this quarter to Port. Brogan's been the main reason for that. Smart with his hands full with Corns. He's going backwards. He's still in trouble. Great tackling. Corns. McGregor. There's lots of tackling going on. Only half of the players have got the ball who are being tackled, mind you.
Tell you what, they'll be pleased when the siren goes.
Well, there's another 2 quarters to go, and seriously, watching the match last night from Perth, they were spent by the last quarter, and I'm sure it's going to be the same again tonight. So I wonder who's going to have the most left in the tank come the last quarter. At the moment, though, we'll just enjoy watching the contest. 4-1 for the quarter for Port Adelaide. There's the centre breaks. Well,
yes,
what a contrast.
Well, completely swung around, and full credit to Brogan for that.
There's Lade doing some ruck work. Nick Stevens from outside 50 sets it up. Port, a score would level it, and a goal would put them in front. Wanganeen left it behind. 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. Bishop, space ahead of him. He's got a man out to the right. He goes longer. Wasn't good decision making. Still might result in a goal. Kane Ackland to the square. He misses. And scores are level as we head into the last 2 minutes of the first half.
Gee, Bishop, he didn't see Byron Pickett. Pickett in space, just tunnel vision there by the big centre half back.
McGregor wasted
opportunity.
McGregor came into John Cock. Handball over the top to Biglands. Driving the Crows forward. Very close to the boundary line. That was good play by Laddams. Kept it in. Tawney couldn't gather the ball initially. Now the Crows have a chance inside 50 and the mark's taken by Edwards. Good persistence tight to the boundary. Tawney finished up doing well, and Tyson Edwards, who has spent much of the night in attack, with the chance to provide a gap.
Kicked plenty of goals for them last year, Tyson Edwards. Mainly used as a defender through his career, but can go forward and kick goals.
Scores a level at the moment. Edwards pushes the kick out wide. Not sure it'll even make the distance. Pack forms in the goal square. Wanganeen went backwards, steadied the ship to Stevens, who came out to Schofield. Still trouble. Stevens corralled to the boundary. He'd be pretty happy to see this go over. Got a bad bounce in the end. It stayed in. Matner gathers to Goodwin. Goodwin sets the ball up inside 50. Brogan, strong footy. Too good for Biglands. Might be just getting a touch frustrated. Polton across goal where he has Stevens almost run down. Not a great kick. Wanganeen has some time and some space. He chips out wide. Port with a chance to build late in the quarter. This is Schofield. He's got a heap of space. He's had two bounces. He'll have a third. The handball inside. Now, a chance here for Port. Pickett loose. Did he mark it? Yes, he did. The clock at 16 seconds, Byron Pickett's taken a mark. And this would be a big turnaround if Port could take the lead at the half.
And Byron Pickett leading from the goal square. He's been working from goal square to half forward. Really started this attack with Brogan in the back pocket when he took that mark. And from that point on, Crows didn't get a touch on the footy.
Pickett lines up for his second. Stabs at it, makes no mistake. And the power have the lead.
Jared Schofield taking the ball from the wing. Quick handball across to Ackland, who's come into the game. And a neat pass to Byron Pickett. The skill levels of both sides and the intensity of the tackling, I just think it's been wonderful for this stage of the season. I reckon the players are ready to go.
It has been an extraordinary turnaround in this game. And now Port are in front.
Another centre break to Port.
And they haven't got time to score another one. But what a wonderful half of football we've seen, Robert.
Oh, terrific. And we saw the Crows come out of the blocks and they took the ascendancy through Matthew Clark in the ruck. And it was completely turned around. Brogan did well. I thought Chad Corns was fantastic across half-forward line. We see Warren Treadray with that knee injury. It looks as if it's not too bad, but this young fella here, well done. You look as if he'll be a very good league footballer.
Yeah, a few subplots tonight. Salopek, we've seen the injury to Treadray. We'll find out what's to come shortly.
Sunday, get ready for a blockbuster clash. Parks rivals Carlton and Collingwood in their first game of the year. Are the Blues ready to fire, or will the Pies send them packing? The Wizard Cup Live, 5:30 Sunday on 10.
Blues Brothers. Beat the others cold.
Grab a slab of VB cans or stubbies at only $28.99 a carton. Always popular Johnny Walker Red, $26.99. The 5-litre berry cask range reduced to $9.99 each. Rosemount Diamond Label range, $11.99 each or $10.99 with the Booze Brothers 6-saver deal. Buy 12 and get a bonus Magnum. Check out your nearest Booze Brothers for other great specials.
Blues Brothers.
Beat the others cold.
Discount City Carpets, your one-stop flooring shop, guarantees Adelaide's lowest prices on its massive range of carpets, timber flooring, rugs and vinyls. No matter what price you get elsewhere, Discount City Carpets will beat it, guaranteed. Discount City Carpets, Superstores and Super Warehouse, your one-stop flooring shop.
Life is complicated enough without your car loan adding to it. Australian Central Credit Union. It's not about the money.
Save thousands right across the Rodeo range. Holden's Rodeo Runout. Save $4,100 on Rodeo 4x2 LX V6 cab chassis. Now just $18,990. Save $4,900 on Rodeo 4x2 V6 LX Crew Cab. Now only $24,490. Only while limited stocks last. Holden's Rodeo Runout at participating Holden retailers now.
Is Pepsi Max in serious jeopardy? This generally harmless male will defend his domain with basic animal instinct. A fierce battle rages. Yet, in the end, to the victor go the spoils.
Hey man, how you feeling?
Not bad.
Until next time, live life to the max.
Channel 10 and the AFL Record are giving you the chance to attend one of the first 3 rounds of the Wizard Home Loans Cup for free. Get your free coupon and complete 2003 season guide when you purchase a copy of the Wizard Home Loans Cup AFL Record from your local newsagent.
On The Rock, their biggest problem isn't breaking out. It's dealing with the guys who just broke in.
Let's party, boys. What's going on? We got a problem.
Steven Seagal, half past dead.
In cinemas now.
Discount City Carpets, your one-stop flooring shop, guarantees Adelaide's lowest prices on its massive range of carpets, timber flooring, rugs and vinyls. No matter what price you get elsewhere, Discount City Carpets will beat it, guaranteed. Discount City Carpets, Superstores and Super Warehouse, your one-stop flooring shop.
Back off, it's the all-new Aussie sketch comedy.
You're kidding me, aren't you?
Where only good skit happens.
I'm terribly sorry, but she's dead. Tired.
All new Skit House, 8 o'clock Sunday on 10.
Footy for Steve Salapack and Port Adelaide in that second quarter. The youngster kicking goals with his first 2 kicks in the Wizard Cup when he came onto the ground. Amazing turnaround. 7-8-50 effectively to score for Port. We've seen no long 9-pointers or 3 behinds, but the margin is 6 points. Very entertaining stuff. Was he enjoying it? And enjoying particularly Chad Corns, his efforts in both the quarters, but particularly in that quarter.
Oh, he's been terrific. I reckon he's as fit as I've ever seen him. They've played him in the midfield. We see getting kicks in defence there. He really did work hard to take marks on the lead, covering 30 or 40 metres. 2 or 3 repeat efforts, some great tackles that he put on, and when Warren Treadray left the field, he just took over. To the extent he was running so hot that his coach just gave him all the forward 50 to work in. So well done to Chad Corns.
We talked about the battles in the ruck, Clark first of all, and then Brogan, but Roger James was one Port player who was playing well even in the first quarter.
He was mainly playing on the wing, a little bit across half forward, but very dangerous around the goals. And he's one of those players, they've got 5 or 6 in the midfield who just keep up racking the possession. So if a Franco's not playing so well, or a Schofield, a Nick Stevens, well, a Roger James will bob up, and he's had a terrific first half.
Excuse me, Simon Goodwin kicked 2 goals with his first 2 kicks tonight as well, and really got things going, and he was still a pretty good player even in the second quarter.
Well, premiership player, leader of the team, strong, and he can go forward, take strong marks in packs like that. In the second quarter, they basically played him as a ruck rover. So again, the coach is experimenting a little bit, but there's no doubting the ferocity with which they're tackling each other.
What about the Crows' mistakes in that second quarter? The pressure was really on, wasn't it, from both sides, and the Crows made a few blunders.
Well, they did. John Cock there took on Wanganeen. Now that was a bit silly because Gavin Wanganeen built low to the ground, and the Crows, well, they were pressured by a Port Adelaide team who I think at quarter time decided, well, we've got to lift our act. And we just see that time and again they put pressure on the Crows players, and the Crows only had the one scoring shot in that second quarter. That was a goal, and their entries into their forward 50, it was only about 3 or 4, whereas Port Adelaide, they were up around the 20 mark.
Well, at one stage it looked like Mark Williams' world had fallen in, didn't it, when Warren Treadray went down. Let's get the latest on the injury from Warren Treadray for Mark Aston. Mark.
Yeah, thanks, Hutto. As we were walking down to the Port Adelaide rooms, we noticed these, and they're obviously crutches. They were up against the wall, and I think the significant thing here is that they weren't used. They were going to be used. They thought they were going to be used for Warren when he injured his knee. But the good news is, and I can't absolutely confirm this, but I reckon it's about 90% right, he's dislocated his right knee, which is what I said about 15 minutes into that second quarter. He's done it a couple of times. Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 weeks is the adjudication at this point. He's such an important player. Obviously, he's kicked over 200 goals for the club, but it's not just that, it's his leadership qualities as well. So I reckon it's good news after all of that. Maybe 3 or 4 weeks, a dislocated right knee.
And the good news is that Mark doesn't need the crutches either for the rest of the day. Well, for South Australian footy fans, I know, Robert, you love this show on here in Adelaide. It's back, Simply Footy, on a Saturday afternoon. And, well, the footy's back soon, and so is Simply Footy.
On an all-new episode.
Shooter couldn't have been more than 2 feet away.
Faced with a solid wall of silence, he'll do anything to force a crack. And then apply the pressure.
Oh, you've loosened your tie, you got a drink on your desk, you got 3 phone lines blinking. Are you under a lot of stress?
He's unconventional.
You are absurd.
Unrelenting. And unmissable if you take your crime seriously. An all-new Criminal Intent. 8:30 Wednesday on 10.
Introducing Paint and Peel, exclusive to Doors Plus. Forget masking the glass, it's all done for you. Just paint and peel away the protective film. It's at no extra cost from Doors Plus. First with Safe Glass, now with Paint and Peel.
Doors Plus, no fuss.
Life is complicated enough without your car loan adding to it. Australian Central Credit Union. It's not about the money.
The Cornu's biggest warehouse summer sellout ever continues this weekend. Must quit huge furniture and floor covering overstock. Save to 60% store-wide. Save to 60% store-wide. The Cornu.
Love it at the Cornu.
With Myland Office Furniture's exclusive Office Easy range, setting up was never easier or more affordable. Desks from $149. Returns just $99. Mobile pets $179. Bookcases $139. Convert to a half-door storage just $179. Corner workstations from $349. In Office Easy takeaway packs or assembled. And we do rental at Myland Office Furniture.
Discount City Carpets, your one-stop flooring shop, guarantees Adelaide's lowest prices on its massive range of carpets, timber flooring, rugs and vinyls. No matter what price you get elsewhere, Discount City Carpets will beat it, guaranteed. The lowest prices on carpet, guaranteed. The lowest prices on rugs, guaranteed. The lowest prices on timber flooring, guaranteed. The lowest prices on vinyls, guaranteed.
Discount City Carpets.
Superstores and Super Warehouse, guaranteeing the lowest prices.
The
Power have the lead on Saturday night football from Amy Stadium. And during the halftime break, I'm joined by a special guest, not necessarily recognisable from football circles. For 20 years, Charlie Walsh, you were the Australian cycling coach, netting some 78 gold medals in World Championships, Olympics and Commonwealth Games. Now you have an involvement in football. Welcome.
Thank you, Jared. Nice to be here.
And you're on board with the Crows, Charlie?
Yes, that's right. I'm doing some work with injured players or players that are restricted in terms of their training. We've developed a special indoor cycling unit last 2 years that I was with the Australian team. And it means that we can test anybody, so we test their power and then we can train them exactly as the coaches want them trained. So we have Neil Craig and Steve Schwert, and then they give the players to me. We design a program for them to get them up and going.
How does the modern footballer compare to, say, the Olympic cyclist?
The two that I've worked particularly with, McLeod and Bickley, are absolutely sensational. If we take an athlete as a total package, it's that personality that is so terribly important, and both of those are as good as I've ever had.
Do they enjoy getting on the bike pretty regularly?
Well, yes, surprisingly they do, and because they know that when they leave our little area, they're actually going to go out there, probably physiologically better developed than what they would be from running.
I'm told also, away from the physical side of things, you're a bit of a motivator for some of the Crows as well.
Well, that's part of your job. Part of your job is to see that the athletes really give their best in that environment. And certainly McLeod, any challenge that I've put to him, he's taken it. And I actually gave him a challenge and said, well, we have 2 sets of this for you to do. If you're an elite cyclist, you'd be doing 3. He said, I'll do 2.5. And next week I'll do 3. And that's what he did. And it's easy to motivate people like that.
Have you taken the Crows on a bit of a road cycle as a team?
Yeah, for the last few years, Neil Craig's involved me in taking up some hills. Now, it's not to make bike riders out of them. It actually involves taking the athletes out, putting them in a strange environment and then seeing how they can take control of themselves under very difficult conditions. Because the bottom line is sport is how well that personality control things and do it precisely. And Neil's worked with us for 10 years, so he's well aware of what real top-line elite athletes have to do. And so his job has been to try and develop that in his midfield and those players, and he gives me instructions and I do it.
A question on current affairs, Charlie. You've been involved with Olympic sport for a long time. Today, Shane Warne was suspended for 12 months for a drug conviction. What did you think of today's events?
I think it's probably a bit harsh. And I say that, did you look at Shane, and I don't know Shane, but I think I can read him well enough. And he's probably got caught for doing something very stupidly. And I really think that with today's climate, there are some products out there that you can take that make real big differences and you will not get caught. So if Shane's done something, he certainly hasn't done it with any intent to enhance his performance.
Well, Charlie, thanks for joining us tonight. Good luck with the Crows. We've got a thrilling second half coming up here. The standard of football has been outstanding so far, and it's already a night that Port recruit Stephen Salopek will
Grab a slab of VB cans or stubbies at only $28.99 a carton. Always popular Johnny Walker Red, $26.99. The 5 litre berry cask range reduced to $9.99 each. Rosemount Diamond Label range, $11.99 each or $10.99 with the Booze Brothers 6 Saver deal. Buy 12 and get a bonus Magnum. Check out your nearest Booze Brothers for other great specials.
Booze Brothers.
Beat the others cold.
Henley would like to have a bonus sale on European appliances in gourmet kitchens. Bathrooms and en-suites with spas, china basins, real metal tapware. Perhaps stainless steel termite protection, 4-star energy rating, independent quality inspections, even double garages. But we can't, because they and so much more are already our standard. And our prices? We're on sale every day. Henley Properties. The difference is everywhere.
The Cornew's biggest warehouse summer sellout ever continues this this weekend. Must-quit huge furniture and floor covering overstock. Save to 60% store-wide. Save to 60% store-wide. Look on you.
It's Strathfield's once-a-year bash-out of deal sales on for 3 days only this week. The better you bargain, the bigger the savings. There's no fixed prices. There's a deal on every item in the store. Bash-out a deal on TVs, DVD players, surround speakers and portable sound. Even bash-out a deal on mobile phones and home office products. Belt the daylights out of the prices on in-car CD and DVD systems, plus unbeatable deals on speakers, amps and subs. It's Strathfield's once-a-year bash-out of deal sales on for 3 days only at Strathfield. Call 13 11 77.
Lerva from Truscott Hi-Fi is Europe's finest television. 100Hz flicker-free picture, stereo sound, and picture-in-picture. Plus, you get a free DVD player. Truscott Hi-Fi, Adelaide's lowest prices with up to 24 months interest-free terms.
Fielders specialise in feel-good fencing. Why feel good about a fence? Because Fielders steel fencing looks better, lasts longer and costs less in the long run. So get into Fielders 14-day fence sale. Post and rail from $29.75. Neighbour-friendly fence panels from $65. Lattice panels from $107. Coloured fence sheets $11.70 each. Fielders 14-day fence sale on now while stocks last. Cavan Road, Cavan, and now 7 days at 844 Marion Road, Marion.
Discount City Carpets, your one-stop flooring shop, guarantees Adelaide's lowest prices on its massive range of carpets, timber flooring, rugs and vinyls. No matter what price you get elsewhere, Discount City Carpets will beat it, guaranteed. The lowest prices on carpet, guaranteed. The lowest prices on rugs, guaranteed. The lowest prices on timber flooring, guaranteed. The lowest prices on vinyls, guaranteed.
Discount City Carpets.
Superstores and Super Warehouse, guaranteeing the lowest prices.
The AFL Wizard Home Loans Cup, proudly brought to you by Carlton Sterling. It's the Beer Lovers Light. Harvey Norman, Booze Brothers, RAA Insurance, Discount City Carpet Superstores, Jim Beam, Sky City Adelaide, Ford, and the Adidas Predator Boot.
Well, both teams are back out on the ground here at Amy Stadium after a very entertaining opening half. I just wonder what we've got in store in the second half. Let's hope it's more of the same, Robert and Jared, because it was certainly very entertaining stuff.
Oh, look, I really enjoyed it. I'm sure the crowd did too. Intense rivalry between the two Adelaide sides, and no love lost between some of the players because I guess they get plenty of publicity week in, week out here.
Let's get back down to Mark Aston. Mark.
Yeah, thanks, Hunter. Look, I hate giving misinformation. I was told that Warren Treadray's right knee was dislocated 3 times by 3 different officials. Another official has just told me that it isn't dislocated, so I know that's a bit confusing. I'll try and get a bit more information. In terms of the crowd, it's a very healthy crowd. I'll get a number for you soon.
Well, it's interesting, Mark, out the back there, I was told by a Port official that it was dislocated. He's had both knees dislocated in the past, so I wonder what the true story is. We'll find out, no doubt, at the end of the game.
Brogan.
7-2 to 7-8. Sorry, Robert.
Yeah, Brogan doing the ruck work. I've got no doubt Mark Williams said, hey, you played so well in that second term, have another crack at it.
Well, numbers here with Port, but the footy favouring Laddams, whose awareness was pretty good. He just couldn't get away, though, as you saw. New man on the ground is Riley for the Adelaide Crows, number 33, a very talented, pacey wingman, who the Crows have got high hopes for. He was drafted fairly highly a couple of years ago. This is Nick Stevens, though, with the footy right now, who came into the game, as did most of his teammates in the second quarter. Good courage, and the Adelaide defence standing up, but Brogan standing in the way of most of their thrusts forward since quarter time. He's been terrific. Now, most of the players on the ground are forward of Brogan, so it's a fairly congested area. He's going for Corns. Smart. Swooping on it, Burgoyne. Great stuff. Byron Pickett, he measured it pretty well, and Byron's nailed it.
Discount City Carpets, your one-stop flooring shop, guarantees Adelaide's lowest prices on its massive range of carpets, timber flooring, rugs and vinyls. No matter what price you get elsewhere, Discount City Carpets will beat it, guaranteed. The The lowest prices on carpet, guaranteed. The lowest prices on rugs, guaranteed. The lowest prices on timber flooring, guaranteed. The lowest prices on vinyls, guaranteed.
Discount City Carpets.
Superstores and Super Warehouse, guaranteeing the lowest prices.
Exactly the start the Power were after. And Byron Pickett has 3 for the night, so his influence being felt already. Stengline's kick was smothered out of the middle for the Crows. He sputtered up, tackled, hanging onto the footy. Won't give it up and forces another ball up. The Power have been sensational since quarter time. James chasing the loose ball, gathers, Burns wrapped him up, could have been holding the ball. Play on was the call. Stevens now charging through the middle. Chance to set something up, but Hart will drift back. It's Bassett.
Bassett played the first half at full forward. They've moved him to the half-back line.
So not mucking around, getting back to their more likely structure. Goodwin gave the kick off to Laddams.
And it looks like Perry's gone to full forward for the Crows.
So Laddams surveys his options, kicks in for Clark.
Good spoil there. It was the big ruckman in the front spot, and it was Sean Burgoyne from behind, got the fist on the football and just played the right percentages.
So Biglan's rests while Clark does the ruck work for the Crows. Called upon now. Brogan got the tap. McLeod had a chance, bounced off his chest. Franco was better. James with a scrubbing kick finds the boundary. Port still by 12 points.
They've got the psychological edge, haven't they, Port, I guess, Robert, with the recent history between the two sides?
Oh, yes. It's been nearly 3 years since the Crows have beaten Port.
Brogan earns the free kick. Clark slung him to the ground. Wastes no time to James. He in turn gives to Corns. The other Corns on the lead in front of Smart. Arrives with a timely fist. Full of the ball there was Rutten. Couldn't get anything going. Cochrane there also.
And the younger Corns, Kane Corns, you see him in picture there, number 18. He's got touch on Andrew McLeod. Now, that's a huge responsibility, but a great learning game for young Kane Corns to play on a champion.
Brogan getting everything at the moment. James might have been taken high by Burns. Not paid, it's on behind the play.
Roddy Burns tonight, his game, Robert?
Just gone, I think, Anthony. He's just been caught too many times when he gets the foot. He hasn't been able to break free.
Stengline, they're going backwards though, the Crows. Hart just composed enough to get it out. Bassett really just sending it forward, and Nick Stevens has been outstanding as the game has gone on. Laddams running alongside him at the moment. And the Crows inching their way into attack. As you mentioned, Robert, Perry's gone to full forward. Bode standing in front of him further down the ground. Away to the left of screen. Crows having trouble getting it down. Another ruck infringement. This time Clark gets the free. McLeod trying to run away from Kane Corns to the right of screen. Clark sets it up. This is Perry on the lead. He made a good strong lead. Didn't take the mark. Bode gets his chance though. Into the goal square. Burton pushing, shoving. Stevens. It's Rutten actually in there for the Crows, but Stevens handballs. Oh, a bit of a fumble there. Poulton went to ground. Ball up, the most likely result there. Umpire let it go though. Numbers with Thurstons and Port Adelaide away. Bishop looks ahead, hasn't got much but one-on-one contest. Crows through Burton and extra numbers there. Cochrane was number 26 for Port running through your screen. But Port again winning the day in the tough contest.
Well, right back there on the goal line, Nick Stevens very nearly put the ball over, but I think he realised if I do that, it's 3 points to the opposition, not 1.
It's a great duel. Clark and Brogan didn't make it that time. James got in the way. Brogan slung off the footy. Snaffled a kick forward there by Burton. Will it bounce well for the Crows? Not quite. Ronnie Burns overran it. Stevens went and got it. Did the hard work. Corns fighting also in there. The Power not prepared to give up easy possessions at this stage. Kane Corns and Chad Corns have been sensational for the Power, especially since quarter time. Clark with a nice tap. The kick was smothered by Burns and gives the Crows a chance going forward. Laddams dishes off to Edwards. Kicks on the leaders. Perry dropped the mark. It's Burton. Gathers. Tries to get himself round toward goal. Can't. Perry butters up off the ground. Will it bounce his way? No. Through from behind. And the margin is 11 points.
Wanganeen, very short and too short, the umpire said. Didn't travel the distance. McLeod, Wanganeen provided the option for Burgoyne at the last moment. Bishop, good contest coming up on the wing. McGregor the spoiler, and he also followed it up. Well played. So the Crows just starting to run a little more now. Burton just tempered the kick, and it was beautifully cut off by Wanganeen, who's also had a good steady influence since he's gone back across half-back for Port Adelaide.
Courageous mark by Gavin Wanganeen. Just able to get in front there, prepared to take the knock which came his way.
Up onto the wing. Crows with the extra man. Cochrane read the pack beautifully, was ready to pounce, and that's what he did. He's got a man coming out of the goal square. Burgoyne will try and double back. Corns. He's doing everything right at the moment. Chad Corns, another goal. Well, it's coming easy to Chad Corns. As Port Adelaide really putting their stamp on this game. Effectively, it's 9-8 to 7-3.
Kevin Wanganeen, he was the one who just intercepted there with the courageous mark, and then Cochrane on the lead. I like the work of Burgoyne, the body work of Burgoyne to keep his opponent McGregor out, enabled the ball to spill, hit the ground, and Chad Corns, he's agile and quick enough to be able to take a ball at ground level. So Chad Corns, no doubt, will be saying to his mate, thanks for setting that one up for me.
Clark got the tap. Working hard as Stevens. He did really well. Got it to Franco. Might have been grabbed without it. Not paid. Tyson Edwards gathers going backwards and then kicks the Crows forward. Coming in to take the mark. There is Riley onto the ground for the first time tonight. He's got the lead provided by Perry. Takes the mark in front of Wakeland. And Perry, he's got a chance to kick a badly needed goal for the Crows. Provided a good lead.
Well, he did. He got out in front, and Darryl Wakeland not able to get a fist on the footy. And he's been with the Crows for several years now, and it's just about time he became a regular player.
Perry played 11 games last year for 6 goals. Tonight, he's on target. That's a beautiful kick. And Perry answers for the Crows.
Grab a slab of VB cans or stubbies at only $28.99 a carton. Always popular Johnny Walker Red, $26.99. The 5-litre berry cask range reduced to $9.99 each. Rosemount Diamond Label range, $11.99 each or $10.99 with the Booze Brothers 6 Saver deal. Buy 12 and get a bonus Magnum. Check out your nearest Booze Brothers for other great specials.
Booze Brothers.
Beat the others cold.
Well, that last goal will really please Adelaide fans with Riley and Perry combining. Burton, free kick, he just got a bit of a shove. And so Brett Burton, who's just starting to have a bit more of an impact on the game.
Yeah, playing him in the midfield.
Clark's pushed forward for the Crows to give them some extra height. Rutten's down there as well. Perry makes his charge. Got to the contest, but lots of Port players at ground level. That's where they're winning this footy game at the moment, when the ball's hitting the ground. Good control of the ball. Schofield up to the wing. That's a bit of a calamity there for Port Adelaide. And the man was Cochrane, who kicked it over on the full. Bassett, Edwards combining. Clark. He's got Riley running past him, ignores him. Again, Perry making his lead. Rutten's in front. It's a good, strong lead.
And a good kick by the big ruckman.
Perry. Well, you taught him to kick, remember, Robert?
I did, and the way Perry kicked that last goal, you'd have to say he's some chance if he goes for it.
It's only for a 6-pointer. He doesn't go for it. Sets it up, needs a mark. Goodwin stays down. So does Rutten. They have to go again. That went a mile in the air. Brogan controlled it, but only to Goodwin. Around the corner, he spotted McGregor in the square, but Wanganeen.
Well, the second time Wanganeen is back into dangerous trouble and been able to take the courageous mark.
Not much on for Port here for the run out. Just the one loose man to link up with. That's Kane Corns. And one-on-one contest ahead of him. Brilliantly done. Stolen by McLeod. The crowd want a big one. They wanted a 9er. They didn't get one to the square. Brogan.
Brogan Stevens' influence has been immeasurable. He goes to Wanganeen, who's made a career of saving goals, and he comes out to Corns. A chance to make amends with a little more time this time. Comes across the ground. Is that backwards? No, paid by the umpire. And we're away this time through Bishop. So the Power have crossed the field. And now it sits up for Polton on his hammer Goodwin. Burton. And going nowhere.
You could feel the crowd, Robert, when McLeod had the ball. They were desperate for the big niner, weren't they?
They were. And I thought he would have gone close because he can certainly kick those.
Certainly seemed to give it everything, so he didn't quite have it in his legs. Clark was reaching over the top, and a free kick.
Interesting, Jared.
Paid to act.
Plenty of free kicks in the ruck contest this evening, and I think we'll see more of that.
Schofield drives the Power forward, leading the chase for the ball. Burgoyne. He sat off it. Salopek with a handball, missed his target. Sold Stevens into trouble.
Holding the man.
Holding the man.
Well, Salopek just came from the interchange bench, and he's replaced Brogan.
Stevens will kick this inside 50. Almost inside 50. He set up Schofield, crosses the paint at 50, lines it up, kicks to the goal square, almost a mark to Corns, thumped through. Was that rushed? No, just the 1 point. It was in the contest, Robert.
Yes, in the contest. I think you're pretty keen to see a three-pointer, Jared. Got to give the defender some chance.
Now, the umpire saying that Hart did not kick the ball to himself inside the square. So it is going to be a ball up on the point of the square here. Big chance, big opportunity. Now don't forget, it'll cost the Crows through to concede this, so they'll have to be careful and clever the way they organise it. James, was that high? It was! There was double tackle by Bode and Crow, and one of the arms went across the shoulder. Here's the Hart one on the umpire. I still can't work out why players actually have to kick the ball to themselves, Robert.
Yeah, I know. You're not happy about that, are you, Hutto?
Well, I just can't see the point of it, but anyway.
Yeah, well, they've been doing it for 100 years.
I know they have. Roger James from 20, threads it, ball in control.
What would you do if you won 1 million cans of Jim Beam and Cola?
I'd want to share it with the people, put something back into the community. I think that's the only responsible thing to do.
It's the big white can that makes dreams stay true.
18 points the margin at Amy Stadium. Port Adelaide now in control. Clark with a thumping knock was gathered by James. He concedes some ground across to Polton. Gathers and has a man on in Corns, leading McLeod to the ball. McLeod did well. Stripped the ball out of Kane Corns' arms virtually, and now sets the Crows up. Burton marks on the wing. Waste no time. Kicks in short. Intended target was Bode. Didn't get there. Edwards almost through. Great tackle by Burgoyne. Stopped him in his tracks. Stevens rebounding. Pickett clever out wide. Polton kick smothered. The intensity is still high in the third quarter. Crowd with a good spoil there.
Like seeing Sean Burgoyne play in defence. I think that's good coaching by Mark Williams. Came into the side. You'll see the tackle that he puts on there. Strips the ball from Tyson Edwards and stops the flow.
Clark's got the front position. Ackland got the tap. Franco up and under to a pack of players. Pickett, well, he was charging at the pack momentarily. He pulled up. Everyone was grateful of that. And a free kick going Port Adelaide's way to be taken by Schofield. Defensive side of the centre. Chips in short.
Gee, Corns, the only player in the forward.
Corns
50.
on the lead.
Kick not
Didn't
good
make
enough.
it. Goodwin intercepted. He gives to Smart. A chance to build something here. Gave inside to the youngster in Riley. Chips up. Edwards marks in front of Burgoyne. 65 out from goal. Look for a target. Bode provided the first lead. Edwards tried to get around the man on the mark. Kicks for Perry. It might be a down the ground free kick here. No?
Yes, he'll have the option of having... No, is he going to reverse it?
It's gone to Burgoyne. Have to wait for the replay there. what Edwards could have done wrong. But he certainly did something wrong, and Burgoyne came up with a free kick. And he's found his brother in Peter.
He must have dumped him after he'd been dumped himself.
Good mark. Used the body and the strength, juggled it with one hand.
Oh, good chase. Great chase. Should have been rewarded. Maybe the umpire's saying he got the handball away. Hart, smart. They have to be steady. They have to be composed. Riley, they've gone back a long way. Stenglein, John Cock will need to use it. Out to Bock. He's just on the ground. Nathan Bock, another youngster who can play at both ends of the ground. Been in pretty good touch in the pre-season. Got plenty on that. Well done from Rutten. Guided it for Bode, who is a great athlete, and he'll still be running as the night goes on. Laddams lurks at the ground level. There he is, Laddams. Great give to Edwards, who's a fine player, but this time he misses. (52-69).
Just think Tyson Edwards has been a greatly underrated player during his career with the Crows. He's a premiership player, but never really mentioned in the top 6 or 7. I think he's in their best 6 or 7 players.
Kingsley combines with Thurstons. Thurstons will bring the ball out of defensive 50 for the Power. Salopek in front, spoiled from behind. Fuller ball is Kasisi. Swings around on the left, kicks the Power. He got the sit on Kane Corns, who was caught under the ball and has pulled in the mark of the night so far. Goes out wide to Laddams, and Laddams has a man on in Tawney, who marks 45 out from goal.
Well, while Tawney's going back to line up, about 8 Crows players have gone to Andrew McLeod in the centre of the ground and said, well done. And what a ripper mark that was.
What a crowd.
It brought the crowd to their feet. What a beauty.
The knee resting in the back of the neck.
All he had to do was go back and kick a 9-pointer from there.
So Tawney, who's crossed over from Richmond in the off-season, played every game with the Tigers last year, kicks beautifully, and the Crows are back in business.
What do you do with Sandra Bullock when she loses it?
Wild child.
Put her in therapy. She thought a fortnight with Hugh Grant was a handful. Try 4 weeks of this.
I don't need your help.
28 Days premieres 8:30 Sunday.
At the brand new time.
Hell hath no fury like a pissed off teenage girl.
She says her teacher made her do it. He says she was on her own. Now comes the twist you won't believe.
That's right, I forgot you're insane.
All new Law and Order, Monday.
Gee, it's easy to forget that it's February 22 today. Amazing. Clark palming with purpose. Goodwin, Tawney. Suddenly the Crows are going. Laddams, who's been great. Here we go. Will this be a niner? Yes, it is. A niner. Simon Goodwin. He's kicked 2 normal goals and the first niner of the night.
Well, and he knew what he was all about. He was going to kick that ball as long as he possibly could. It was only 10 metres off the boot when he pumped the fist in the air. He knew it was through. That is a monster snag, Anthony.
Oh, Woolsey, you've been waiting for that all night.
And it's 2 points. The Crows have come alive.
You know, you wonder whether the fact that it's a knockout competition gets the players up that extra bit. Round robin over the last few years, you knew you were going to play next week no matter what. These boys know that if they lose, they're out of this competition.
It's ferocious, and isn't the crowd involved now?
Well, it's ferocious and it's for real. That's what I like about it.
I wonder if the clubs will put a submission to the AFL, Adelaide and Port, saying please don't play us in the first round of the Wizard Cup because it's dangerous out there.
Clark got the tap down. Burton tried to push it forward. Tawney spinning out of trouble. Almost released the ball. Not quite. The Power do manage to. Taken high was James, and he'll come up with a free kick.
Well, the game's just gone quarter by quarter by quarter. It was the Crows first quarter, then Port Adelaide came back into it, and in this third term, well, the Crows have come back again.
Schofield with the ball. Corns makes his lead now. That's where it's going. He's got the run. Double team. No chance. McLeod gathers at the back. Coming across goal. He's got Burton. And he's in a ton of space. Couldn't take the mark. Sold him
himself into a bit of trouble, cost himself some time, but on he goes. Clark takes the mark in front of Ackland. The Crows with purpose.
That kick of McLeod's to the side went 55 metres. Brilliant kick.
Clark in short, Stengline did well. James was right on his hammer. He was good enough to take the mark. Now the Crows with a real chance again. Burton loping toward 50, winds up, gives it everything he's got. Crowell almost took the mark. Loose ball in the goal square. Crowell working hard still, trying to push it out. Schofield's over it. We'll have a ball up. Bassett.
Yeah, Bassett injured in that last contest where Chad Corns went for the mark. 3 Crows spoiled him. He landed awkwardly and he could be finished for the night.
A real chance for the Crows in what the clubs call red time, the last 2 minutes of the quarter. Bode working hard, Goodwin at the back on the ground. Edwards keeps the ball loose. McGregor, and ball's over his head. We're looking for something. There's a free kick to the Crows. It will go to Tyson Edwards, and he is within range.
He'd be happy with that because he wasn't too happy 5 minutes ago when that free kick was reversed on him.
We've had vital goals kicked in the red time of each quarter so far, and Edwards has the chance to reclaim the lead for the Crows, who have fought back after, well, in all honesty, they look down and out.
If that's the reason for the free kick, because Peter Burgoyne put a shepherd on him or a block, that's pathetic by the umpire.
The Crows trail by 2 points. Edwards pulls the kick. The Crows trail by 1 point.
Been a really good contest this quarter. Tyson Edwards and Sean Burgoyne.
There's 2 balls on the ground here.
So 20 seconds remaining. Edwards getting some treatment for a thigh injury. Nick Stevens, I wonder if there's time for Port. There certainly is if they're direct. Good clean control. They've got some numbers out there too. This is Cassisi, who we saw in the second half of last year. Looks like they're going to run out of time. A little labour intensive, unless Nick Stevens can get one from there or they get a mark. Siren sounded. Siren definitely sounded. And the men in orange heard it.
Clockwork orange, you might say.
You might, but then you might not. 69 to 68, Wolsey. What a quarter.
Oh, terrific quarter. Jared Polton was the player who took that mark probably 1.5 seconds too late, and he kicked the winning goal up in Sydney one game last year. Nathan Bassett there with the injured ankle, but gee, it's been a great fight back by the Crows.
Well, it's a 1-point ball game. There's been some spectacular action, including some great marks.
You've met the perfect person, but one little secret could ruin everything.
Why don't you just tell her?
Featuring Bean Marie and Miranda.
You have to go, you can't stay.
An unmissable episode. All new Secret Life of Us. 8:30 Monday.
He didn't. He did not. Oh no, that's awful. Where? Ouch. All over you like a rash, aren't they? Until you phone and tell him you've had a car accident, right? Insurance. Who can you trust?
Exactly.
What?
Always look on the bright side of life.
Call Jim's Mowing on 131 546 and we'll not only mow your lawn, we'll also clean up your yard. Call your local Jim for more than just mowing.
It's grand to get away on a carefree holiday.
Gotta get away and go to the caravan camping and off-road show. 4 pavilions, 8,000 square metres outdoors.
New models,
show specials, gear,
gadgets,
how to tow, where to go.
Kids entertainment free.
Wednesday, February 26th to Sunday, March the 2nd.
Royal Adelaide Showground.
Gotta go to the caravan camping and off-road show.
Oh my.
There are many ways to break a window, but the only way you want to fix it is with a minimum of fuss. So call My Glazier for prompt repair and ask them for assistance with your insurance claim. Big windows, little windows, lead light renovation, even your shower screen. If it's broken, make My Glazier your glazier.
Which glazier?
Oh my.
It's Strathfield's once-a-year bash out of deal sales on for 3 days only this week. The better you bargain, the bigger the savings. There's no fixed prices. There's a deal on every item in the store. Bash out a deal on TVs, DVD players, surround speakers and portable sound. Even bash out a deal on mobile phones and home office products. Belt the daylights out of the prices on in-car CD and DVD systems, plus unbeatable deals on speakers, amps and subs. It's Strathfield's once-a-year bash out of deal sales on for 3 days only at Strathfield. Call 13 11 77.
With Myland Office Furniture's exclusive Office Easy range, setting up was never easier or more affordable. Desks from $149. Returns just $99. Mobile pets $179. Bookcases $139. Convert to a half-door storage just $179. Corner workstations from $349. In Office Easy takeaway packs or assembled. And we do rental at Myland Office Furniture.
Call Jim's Mowing on 131 546 and we'll not only mow your lawn, we'll also do your weeding. Call your local Jim for more than just mowing.
It's just not natural.
Each to their own.
9:30 Tuesday on Rove. See David Attenborough, the Umbilical Brothers, plus an exclusive TV first. Kiss perform live. It's the devil's work. A special Rove Live Tuesday.
Amazing. Clark palming with purpose. Goodwin, Tawney. Suddenly the Crows are going. Lannams, who's been great. Here we go. Will this be a niner? Yes, it is. A niner. Oh, don't you love it? The niner, all part of this Wizard Cup. Port Adelaide and Adelaide, they've really thrilled the crowd tonight. 10-9-69. To 9-5 and a few other things. 68, that little yellow one means Simon Goodwin has kicked the 9-pointer. Three-quarter time, I wonder which team's going to have the energy left for this last quarter of. It's been some great action. Gavin Wanganeen certainly saved the day a number of times.
He was great across that half-back line. Did it a couple of times. Took what came his way, stood up tall, and this one back near the goal square, that was a beauty. And whether up forward or in defence, he's a star. You can see Mark Williams there talking to his players. The way the game's gone, you'd expect that Port would rally again in this fourth quarter.
Well, a lot of attention been on both the Corns brothers tonight. Chad's been great, but Kane's had the job on McLeod, but Andrew McLeod turned it on in that quarter.
Well, Andrew McLeod, he hasn't had a lot of the ball. He's only had the 10 disposals for 3 quarters, but everything he does, it's just pure magic. He's a class act. Saw a brilliant mark, and then on the left foot, able to pinpoint a pass, and good experience for young Corns, but that mark there, the crowd just loved it. That is a real ripper.
Well, the benches are getting busy with plenty of injury worries tonight. Let's get down to Mark Haston.
Yeah, Hutto, I hope I haven't been confusing you about Warren Treadray, but as I said earlier, it was a dislocation. That's what we were told. Now I have another official from Port Adelaide who has said it is only strained. If that's the case, it's good news. Adam Morgan has a hamstring problem for Port Adelaide. Nathan Bassett, a thigh injury. The crowd, fellas, a tick over 25,000.
I don't think you have to belt a strained kneecap back in. So anyway, we'll see on that one. 69 plays 68. Last quarter from Amy Stadium. Brogan and Clark, who have done battle for much of the night since quarter time. It's been an enthralling battle. Cochrane may have caught one high. The umpire didn't spot it that time.
Josh Franco in picture there, All-Australian last year on the right-hand side of the screen, number 10. Only had the 6 disposals this evening, had a quiet night.
Clark, Brogan, both having a crack. There's Franco. James. Byron Pickett just lurking out on the flank. Crowell tried to track him down but couldn't. Corns is in a dangerous position. Smart, Lade, Corns, Cassisi trying to get involved. And a bounce inevitable there, 25 metres out.
Anthony, you mentioned the word lurking with Byron Pickett, lurking in the forward line. He drops out of the action. He leads his opponent up into the play and then he drops back into space. Now, if your team's going well, that's okay, but you can also be a passenger if things aren't going so well.
Riley did well, and it was McLeod who fed Goodwin, providing the Crows with a chance. Clark got the tap toward the boundary line. He and Brogan having a great battle.
We have a look at Brogan, and he is an up-and-comer. You can just look at the size of him compared to Matthew Clark. He's just got a lot of development to go with the arms and the shoulders, but at least he's trying to get front position to make sure that Clark has to work over him.
It's a point to difference early in the last quarter, with the potential of a thrilling finish coming up for a crowd who have thoroughly enjoyed the night. We've had a little bit of everything. A major injury, a big mark, a big goal. But nothing right at the moment. Franco on the bottom of the pack.
Just carrying that on, Robert, with Brogan and Clark. I mentioned Brogan was a basketballer of some note. Clark was also a basketballer of some note as a junior athlete, so they're probably not that dissimilar.
Clark got the free kick, and Goodwin kicks the Crows into attack. Man in front was Rutten, couldn't take the mark. Wanganeen comes up with it for the power. Kicks them forward. Corns was on the lead. McLeod with a timely fist. Pickett was barreling through, didn't quite make it to the contest. McLeod now with a chance to steady for the Crows. Out wide to Burton with a little bit of time. If he can get round the man in front of him in Cochrane. Does so, kicks. That's a great mark, diving mark by Laddams. Not paid. Thought he might have had enough of that on the first bite, Robert.
Bit tough. I thought he made enough of it.
Certainly spilled loose at the end.
Let's have a look.
Here it is.
That's a mark.
It's a mark for mine. Came loose when he hit the ground, and he was over the boundary line at that stage. Burton on the bottom of the pack.
Ronnie Burns has had a lean night playing for the Crows. Only had the 5 possessions.
Umpires wasting no time getting play underway from these stoppages. Bode, a little underground handball, and he gets it back from 60. Kicks to the goal square. A one-on-one duel. Leading the chase for the ball was Perry. He was ripped off it. And Thurston's did well. A ball up, this time in dangerous territory for the Crows.
Well, Perry's the go-to man once they get that long kick going into the forward 50.
Ball coming Port's way. No clean possession so far. Edwards gathers, comes backwards to Burton, round the body and into the hot spot. Charging at it, couldn't take the mark was Burton. Collected high was Brogan. Seemed to get one around the head, and he'll come up with the free kick.
He certainly stands his ground. He's prepared to take the knocks.
And he got a couple there, as we saw. Good delivery. Schofield, another who had a fine season last year for Port Adelaide.
He hasn't got much to go to. Chad Corns going to the boundary line.
Loves leading up to the wing, doesn't he, Corns? Smart. He was very focused on Corns and left the ball behind. Look at them just jumping on top of each other. One point the difference as Byron Pickett takes a seat for Port Adelaide. And that is out of bounds on the full. It was tapped over the line on the full. So it's a Port Adelaide free. That is one of the new rules. Stevens. Clever sidestep because it opens things up through the middle. Kingsley is the carrier up to full forward. John Cock with a spoil. Left it behind Matner. Was composed enough. He had heart. You can go to McLeod. Not much on for him over the top. A bit of run now coming from the forward line. Out wide. This is Rutten. Controlled it nicely. So the Crows doing well. To half forward Laddams v Wanganeen. Oh, Laddams! He's a real comer, isn't he, Laddams?
He did that well to beat Wanganeen in a one-on-one is special.
Good kick too. They were lining up for the Crows. And first in line, Matthew Bode against his old team. He may have just hurt himself a bit there, I thought.
Gee, look at the way the Crows play. They've got a pretty strong midfield. They get it into that forward 50 quickly. You just wonder how good they're going to be with Wayne Carey working that 50-metre arc.
Throw in Mark Stevens as well.
Yep.
And Welsh. To regain the lead. Matthew Bode. Did he do enough? Doesn't look like it. Score's tied now. AAMI Stadium. 69 for Adelaide and Port Adelaide.
Will be Thurston's bringing the ball back into play. To the parry comes long looking for Brogan. He's outnumbered. Burton at the back. Limped back off the back of the pack. And took the mark almost at full stretch. Trademark stuff. And Perry's back in the goal square. The lead provided by Edwards. Had a bite of it, couldn't take the mark. Wanganeen in, out of trouble, then back into it. The handball back to Brogan. Needs to be good with this kick. It is. Kasisi provided the lead, then dropped the mark. Put himself under pressure. And he's got a man on in Schofield. He wastes no time. The kick was ordinary. Great diving, spoiled by Tawney.
Super spoiled.
Stevens didn't like it. Tawney was committed. Angry young men. Showdown's all about. Can't tell me this means nothing. Scores a level. Might be the pre-season, but there is a bit at stake. Certainly pride. Kasisi gives to James. James from outside 50 has the lead from Burgoyne. Could have taken it, didn't. Crowd intercepted by Jude. Brilliant football!
It's Strathfield's once-a-year bash-out deal sales on for 3 days only this week. The better you bargain, the bigger the savings. There's no fixed prices. There's a deal on every item in the store. Bash out a deal on TVs, DVD players, surround speakers and portable sound. Even bash out a deal on mobile phones and home office products. Belt the daylights out of the prices on in-car CD and DVD systems, plus unbeatable deals on speakers, amps and subs. It's Strathfield's once-a-year bash-out deal sales on for 3 days only at Strathfield. Call 13 11 77.
Extraordinary noise coming from this crowd of 25,000 at AAMI Stadium. 6 points the difference. Free kick given out, plucked out to the Crows. The give and go. McLeod's away, getting it in long. Perry again is looming, the man most likely to take a mark down there. Good committed football. Laddams just couldn't get away. Got the handball though. Tawney sets up another marking option. The extra numbers and the extra height with Port Adelaide, Brogan and Bishop combining, and they are away through Nick Stevens. Again, not much on for him. Lade's well up the ground. One-on-one contest. Lade, Hart tried to work off him. Smart, Hart. The old-timers combining. Smart backing his judgment there and doing that successfully, and he keeps on running. Edwards, suddenly they're halted in their tracks. Again, the commitment outstanding from both sides. Bock fires at the half forward. Here's a chance for Bow.
Well, he's just slipped away his second mark inside the forward 50 in the last 3 minutes. Player who's really lifted is Andrew McLeod. 5 disposals already in this fourth quarter.
So Adelaide trailing by 6. Up to the square. Goodwin's waiting down. He's kicked 3 tonight. Can he make it 4? No, not enough on the kick. Perhaps he could have laid it off. Port Adelaide, James and Wanganeen conspiring to get them out of trouble. Wanganeen had nowhere to go. Take 2. James just guiding it, and he gets Thurston's. That could be 50.
You'd think it'd be 50?
Yes, it was unnecessary from Brent Burton.
Wanganeen was just superb in that back pocket. He got the footy, looked up, went to the wing, saw there were 3 opposition players to 1, cut back to the other side of the ground.
Thurston's got the 50. Gives the power a real chance here. The kick had too much on it for Cochrane. Went and got it anyway. James just outside 50. The handball put Franco inside. There was nothing doing. Stevens working hard. Also there is Riley. He gets the clearing kick for the Crows. Bouncing forward, cut off by that man in Brogan. He's been sensational. The handball just over the top of the outstretched man. Bishop and Brogan, they're working their way into trouble. Can they work their way out of trouble? Yes, they can. Kasisi. He has a man on in Polton.
What about the agility of Brogan for a ruckman? Just terrific.
Polton will bring it in short. It's a tough ask for Schofield. He was never in the right position. McLeod gathers, bursts away, kicks the Crows into attack. He's got one man on him. Perry, great lead. Wastes no no time. Inside 50 for Goodwin. Takes the juggling mark.
Andrew McLeod, brilliant long pass to Perry. Perry smart enough to realise he couldn't kick it from 55 out. Swung around on the left boot. And this fella with the footy, he's as game as Ned Kelly.
He's had plenty of it tonight, Goodwin.
Yeah, and congratulations going to Andrew McLeod. He's the one who's lifted 6 disposals in this final quarter. And young Kane Corns, he'll learn a lot tonight because he's playing on a champion.
This is to level the scores. 27 possessions. 3 goals, including a 9er. Steadies to bring the scores level. He's missed. Disappointing.
Thurston's takes the mark from the kick in. This is Burgoyne now, Sean Burgoyne. Polton, he's got a man on coming at him, and the turnover could take place. Tough bounce there, Dew read it well. The ricochet came from Corns. This is Wanganeen. Oh, that's a great grab. Lay was strong. Stuart Dew on the wrong side. The crowd wanted 9. They might get it from Nick Stevens instead. It's a good kick. Only a behind.
Just needed a bounce. The Crows wasting no time, taking advantage of the new rules. Hart brings the ball to the wing, backing back as Clark, strong and tall. Too tall for Corns.
Franku off. Laid off, kick it back on. A lot of changes being made.
Being played at a frenetic pace this last quarter. Not much doing there. Probably a poor option. And Brogan standing tall as well.
He's the highlight of the evening to me, Jared. He's been really good from quarter time on. He's stood up, he's rucked well, he's taken marks. He can get the ball at ground level.
Pickett made the lead and was ignored.
He's a real find.
Now he goes there. Pickett takes the mark. Kicked 3 goals, probably hasn't had a heap of it. He'll be well satisfied with the start. Corns is there, lurking. Clark needs to be good, does well to Bow, who gives to Stengline, now to McLeod, now to Crowell. The Crows are away through the middle. Stengline, he's got Edwards, goes to Edwards now, kicks inside 50. Perry at the back, Perry almost, not quite. Now a chance for Burgoyne to mop up. Oh, he's getting himself into trouble. Did he drop that? Got dacked on the way. Play with his pants around his ankles. Holton.
Gotcha.
Kicks to the wing. Ackland couldn't take the mark. Players nearly out on their feet here.
I tell you what, they were dead set lucky. He was holding the ball. Here's the replay of Burgoyne. He dropped it.
He's very quick pick-up and attacks.
Yeah. 6 points the difference. Again, Corns the target. He's smart. He's really worked hard, Nigel Smart, hasn't he, as the game's gone on?
Yeah, they're just going to him all the time, and he's just outnumbered. They've just got to be prepared to look at other forward options. As well as he's played, they just putting all the eggs in the one basket at the moment as they go forward.
Gee, it's a privilege to be here tonight. McLeod's putting in a blinder since quarter time. It's a great contest. Edwards, really doesn't matter what the result is. I'll try telling the players that. 5-minute warning about to ring out. And there it is. Byron Pickett. Oh, just brushes in the side. Too easy for Byron. Shared it beautifully with Nick Stevens. Into the square. Guided it to Burgoyne. Great football by Port Power.
The thing about that, Anthony, though, is Byron Pickett again edged out the back of the contest. Now it came to him and he's helped set this goal up. We might be able to see it. He's at the back of the play, and whilst it looks good, it can also be pretty costly if you build your game around being at the back and being an opportunist. Just think he's got to win more balls in the contest situation.
Well, Burgoyne to extend the margin to 12 points. Oh, it was wobbly off the boot. He has missed. Shakes his head. Memories of September where he played on in the goal square and was claimed against the Magpies. So Adelaide bring it straight back in, and now John Cott can combine with McGregor. And the the Crows are away.
McGregor kicks long to the wing, backing back as Burton had the set. Good spoil, timely spoil by Brogan. Free kick.
Bit tough, that. What else could Brogan do? I don't think he interfered with Burton.
Burton comes in short to Edwards. Wanted to play on, has been called to do so. Round on the left foot. Chips in looking for Smart. Led to the footy. Thought about going. Now he'll kick inside 50. He might load up and go for the niner. He's given it everything. Perry's under it. Perry's at the back. Will Port Adelaide concede it behind? No. They kept it in. They might turn it over. Bock racing backwards. He's got the footy. Comes around to Bode. Snaps. Across the face. Out on the full.
Hang on, free kick. And I think it'll go to Adelaide.
Yep. And
it looks like Bock, who hasn't been on the ground long at all. I don't know why he got the free. We might be able to pick it up, but gee, if he gets it, they're only a point behind. Here he is, the big fella gets it, gets the handball away, caught around the neck. That's why he's got the free kick.
What an example of the new rush rule where Port Adelaide, desperate to concede the behind, kept the ball into play. It landed with Bock, and that's what's led to the free kick. So 7 points is the margin. Bock with a chance to narrow that to 1. He was jittery coming in, and he's pushed it across the face. And only comes up with a minor score. One straight kick the difference.
Well, what happens if we get a niner, Anthony, to win the game?
Well, it's going to happen, you would think, in one of the games. Very aggressive, too aggressive. Stevens down and wins the free kick. Nick Stevens been wonderful as this game has progressed tonight. 27 disposals. As we have another quick look at it, Perry was the offender, just getting him a fraction high. All the players are ahead of him here, so it's a vacant forward line. If there is a turnover, that'll be the last thing on his mind. He goes for Corns again. Smart right there with him. Kasisi claim straight to the boundary line, and it's been pinged. Deliberate.
One of the things about Chad Corns is that whilst he leads and leads well, too often he goes towards the boundary lines.
Riley combining with Edwards, and there's a loose man on at half forward. It's Perry.
It just means if he misses the ball, well, it's pretty much dead. It goes out of bounds, suits the opposition.
He goes in towards Rutten, couldn't take it. Hurry kick away, Wanganeen. Important contest here. McGregor with strength. Wants to lay off the pass. Burton just too far out to score for him. I don't think he's capable of a niner from there.
Geez, about 30 players in the Crows forward 50.
Into the pocket. Oh, good grab. Guess who? Simon Goodwin. What a kick coming out. This is to level the scores.
Well, look at all the players in that area. He's strong overhead. McLeod, Goodwin and Bode are the 3 players who've made the huge difference in this final term.
Well, there can only be a couple of minutes left. It'll favour the natural hook of Simon Goodwin, who's been brilliant. 28 disposals, 7 marks. He's kicked 2 goals plus a niner, but he doesn't come up with a kick when he needed to. And out of bounds, Brogan, very clever, didn't concede the behind, but it still is in the danger area. So there's still a chance here, the Crows. Can someone get the ball to boot? Brogan versus Biglands. Bock, Bode. Can he get enough on the ball? Matthew Bode! He's missed. 5-point ball game now.
Stewie Dew quick with the kick in.
They're wasting no time. The power. Corns right down at centre back. He's going to eat some time off the clock here. Now remembering, if you kick backwards, it's play on.
And that's what's the good thing about that rule.
Umpire will move Corns on. If he doesn't move, he'll simply call play on.
It forces a contest. This ball will be a contest. That's the good thing about the rule.
Oh, and the Crows have come up with it. It was a great mark. Away goes McLeod. Comes in short to Edwards. The Crows with a real chance here. They trail by 5 points. They need a goal to win it. Kick to Goodwin. He led under the footy. At the back of the pack, Wanganeen went without it. Got cleaned up into the bargain. Burgoyne working hard with Kasisi. Doesn't know where to go. Back to Wanganeen. Good decision. Wanganeen works hard to push it to the boundary line. In the back. Free kick. Free kick for the Crows. Laddams.
I reckon we've seen more free kicks for in the back this evening than we saw for about 6 games last year.
Well, how many chances do you want, Crows? They've had 2 shots to first level the score or them to claim the lead.
This might be the last kick of the game.
So Chris Laddams, be careful about laying it off. Comes in from the boundary, perhaps to win the game. Deliberate, check side, goal! Laddams has kicked the miracle.
Well, he had to kick the check side, natural left footer, couldn't put it on the right boot, did what he wanted to do and was able to square it through.
Crows by a point in a thriller at Amy Stadium. What pressure on Laddams. But as Rob Wall said, he had a plan in mind. He earned the free kick for in the back and has converted.
The Crows lead here by a point. Siren! Adelaide have won! Chris Laddams is a hero. He's kicked the goal with a second to go to win the game. Can't believe that this is pre-season. You'd think this is September. We have seen a sensational match. Robert Walls, well, to remember.
Oh, terrific game of football. The players on both sides gave it their all. The Crows in particular would be delighted. It's been almost 3 years since they've beaten Port, and it was the niner that made the difference in the end.
What a game. Gavin Wiggin shakes his head. The Crows win thanks to Christopher Laddams and Andrew McLeod.
Discount City Carpets, your one-stop flooring shop, guarantees Adelaide's lowest prices on its massive range of carpets, timber flooring, rugs and vinyls. No matter what price you get elsewhere, Discount City Carpets will beat it, guaranteed. Discount City Carpets, Superstores and Super Warehouse, your one-stop flooring shop.
Call Jim's Mowing on 131 546 and we'll not only mow your lawn, we'll also clean up your yard. Call your local Jim for more than just mowing.
Here's a great sounding Yamaha. Here's an even better one. Yamaha Dolby Pro Logic receiver with 5 dB dynamic speakers and subwoofer, $400 off. Truscott Hi-Fi, Adelaide's lowest prices with up to 24 months interest-free terms.
Schwarzkopf Extra Care with ScanCare technology scans each individual strand, penetrating deeply to nourish and add body and shine. ScanCare, vital for the life in your hair. From Schwarzkopf.
Grab a slab of VB cans or stubbies at only $28.99 a carton. Always popular Johnny Walker Red, $26.99. The 5-litre berry cask range reduced to $9.99 each. Rosemount Diamond Label range, $11.99 each or $10.99 with the Booze Brothers 6 Saver deal. Buy 12 and get a bonus Magnum. Check out your nearest Booze Brothers for other great specials.
Booze Brothers. Beat the others cold.
What would you do if you won 1 million cans of Jim Beam and Cola?
Well, I'd get advice immediately, you know, have a bit of fun now, then I'd have to be sensible, you know, put some away for the future. Can you imagine what that'd be worth when I retire?
It's the big white can that makes dreams stay true.
Dreamland's Pick a Package is back. Pick a package and save. Take a bed, add a mattress, choose from Manchester, and you have picked a package. And you will save. Our packages start from only $3.99. Pick a Package is back, but only at Dreamland.
Channel 10 and the AFL Record are giving you the chance to attend one of the first 3 rounds of the Wizard Home Loans Cup for free. Get your free coupon and complete 2003 season guide when you purchase a copy of the Wizard Home Loans Cup AFL Record from your local newsagent.
Discount City Carpets, your one-stop flooring shop, guarantees Adelaide's lowest prices on its massive range of carpets, timber flooring, rugs and vinyls. No matter what price you get elsewhere, Discount City Carpets will beat it, guaranteed. Discount City Carpets, Superstores and Super Warehouse, your one-stop flooring shop.
Call Jim's Mowing on 131 546 and we'll not only mow your lawn, we'll also do your weeding.
second left on the clock. Goodwin, the only 9-pointer of the night, Robert, 78-77. I can't believe we've enjoyed this Wizard Cup match so much.
Well, you're hoarse because you're
I'm
so
hoarse.
excited.
Yeah.
It was a really good game of footy, and congratulations to the Crows. It's been a long time since they've beaten Port, so it'll mean a lot to them, and you can tell by the fans, they just loved every second of it. Great contest.
Yeah, absolutely. There's still some matches to come, of course. We're looking forward to Carlton and Collingwood. Tomorrow night should be a good game.
Oh, it will be traditional rivals, and we've had plenty of that this weekend.
So, the Crows have won this game. Enjoyed it, Wolsey. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. And thanks for joining us tonight from Amy Stadium. Good night.
The AFL Wizard Home Loans Cup. Proudly brought to you by Carlton Sterling. It's the Beer Lovers Light. Harvey Norman. Booze Brothers. RAA Insurance. Discount City Carpet Superstores. Jim Beam. Sky City Adelaide. Ford. And the Adidas Predator Boot. This is a 10 News Update.
Coming up in 10 News tonight, fears a spin bowler Shane Warne's career could be over if he's kept out of competition for a year. Warne says he will appeal the 12-month ban for taking an illegal substance. At least 96 dead and scores injured after another disastrous nightclub fire in the US. And while many farmers rejoice, heartbreak for others as welcome rain sparks flash flooding. All those details and plenty more. Join us for the details tonight in 10's Late News.
Coming up on Sports Tonight, Essendon again bomb out of the Wizard Cup in the first round, thrashed by the Kangaroos 119-57. Jockey Danny Nikolic wins his third $1 million Blue Diamond at Caulfield, riding Rodine to the Group 1 win. And Charles Howell III leads on 8 under at the halfway mark of the Nissan Open in California. World number 1 Tiger Woods is 6 shots back. Those stories, Sports Tonight.
It's Strathfield's once-a-year bash-out deal sales on for 3 days only this week. The better you bargain, the bigger the savings. There's no fixed prices. There's a deal on every item in the store. Bash-out deal on TVs, DVD players, surround speakers and portable sound. Even bash-out deal on mobile phones and home office products. Belt the daylights out of the prices on in-car CD and DVD systems, plus unbeatable deals on speakers, amps and subs. It's Strathfield's once-a-year bash-out deal sales on for 3 days only at Strathfield. Call 1311 77.
Next time you're driving down Anzac Highway, you might feel like it's walking through your front door. Because when it comes to furniture for your home, you know you'll find what you want at the Classic Timber Furniture Company. And with so many styles and finishes on show, you're bound to see something that will suit your tastes. At Classic Timber Furniture, you know you can be sure whatever you choose will be real value for money. The Classic Timber Furniture Company, 19 Anzac Highway, Keswick.
Nowhere else in the world do dolphins live so close to the city. But every day our Port River dolphins face the dangers of a highly polluted waterway. The Australian Dolphin Research Foundation is committed to protecting these beautiful mammals, but now it needs your help. For just $35 a year, you can sponsor a Port River dolphin and help ensure their future. Adelaide's Port River Dolphins, proudly supported by Network 10 Adelaide.